Champon, what you see, the simple modern Nigeria won now watching him. When this was doing Biara, a Bemudiama, was so bumpire, and Mawabemumu. Nyasa Gideon Yang Rechemu, and what was. Ye bedi sɛ ye yenku chiri sika kɛseɛ ɛno de ya ɔkasa wɔ se pɛ anum bɛkyerɛ afi biara ɔman Ghana spending over $400 million our importation of dead chickens in Kwa over $400 million per annum and our ɔman Ghana ɛde kra ɛkokɔ ɛwuo na bia fridge mo acha 2 months 3 months Ghana samba be fridge with preservatives and our ɔman Ghana use na what the krasa ɛkokɔ iba enunti and what the sadi jumedia or the two jar wo boss so nkokɔ nketenkete a na abedani asem ɔman Ghana ha wɔsi ɛbaso a jumedi eba no beboa na afibiara sa over $400 million na ɔman Ghana yɛde kra nkokɔ a ɛwuo di ba no ɛto atimi atwa ɛno nso betimi aboa na fe yɛn poultry farmers no wɔn nso manya sikapudu ego mkotokuo ayɛ adwuma enti ɛno nso His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or the Atuja na fe agro processing company so what dano cra atiano and everybody come bebre na the SCA na what ye the akoso e wo boko ana me enke obere no pay abubu makoma e piti enu adanyina Mensunu guyi chese mi hunu asema menka me bisa me ho se eye daban Bishop daban ana Ghana ehwe ni mu o se ye be sorry na ye beti asem fufuro asem dede bi enkuranhye sembi every boko na enye se ye ko obi enrade ya police fo be mienu ya bomu tuwe kuwom adanti ye aka no pay ye sansem ne na wose ye kan dabi aka ye betina ha yi niema ye abayi ye niema ekoma ye betimi adi na ɔman Ghana atimi afa ne ntama pa bi di afira aka no ne ye ka ye beka ni mum no ye ntimi nkoka sansem no wo bereko ye nuanom eye boko nipa ehwire wo mo nkwa e wo ne duduo abambafo ye de o makọ wo posifo aye de o makọ ho eje mo se ne be di nkomo ye be kasa bebre na fei di akwaso nyina no ye ne mo ache na what we mu discuss measure masia e bi sabri bi ya sika na de bobra busia enti beka ka shi che sika na no pai wasi discuss na fa se eye na what we foforo ya sia na fei bibi biara enti mi nko yi enfema wo enti bibi bia wo anopai wo ba be disika e de ahye obotom obra wo fa phone eye very simple and easy na fei wabo eye star 426 yes, star 5 hash, star 426, star 5 hash. Na fei, what enter into draw. I was here, we bet me up to 500,000 Ghana cedis. Now what you show, my one etimi aji ye pa. Eti bomode na dali. Aye star 426 star 5 fash. Na this kind of pay fashion fashion na what you for free as here. Prices baby wom a wo betimi anya bi na fe wani etimi aji ye pa. Kai na sene so se wondi mfie no embro mfie du wotwe a. Ba cha wonka ho. Sa djumadi anya mfa ma wo. Anele any Caritas a lottery platform. I just said you made it tomorrow. One more day back, one more day about some more. It's about money found which a mega cash sicker. Let me be D. Now, on to me, Fento. We shall brasso. Say ya de co wakatano, a moon pension, beba, a baba sumo, mini a crack of Fidako. I'm betting us a crab more carbon.
Yania Obrempo.
Now, Pom to say,
oh, yes, Wadum.
Weekend according.
Oh, weekend in was good.
Okay.
Yeah, weekend in
okay.
Weekend
nice one. And it go one canton and send Ben a crowd on Waboboso.
Yo, Martin Medasiminia. Mami fa daily graphic in Fiase and the Joda a probusumini that to do anangi emo. Na asem kasi odiaba ewe nimha. Osi President launches Feed Ghana program to transform agric landscape. Say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And I know Mimenda no Kopim Watachima. Bonumantama Hinkro. Oh, say Angsana NDC Beba Bemuno.
Yes.
His Excellency JDM and the Honorable Rico Poku, a Greek minister. Yeah. They be our back as a free so what I can. Almost say Yadin Shisha Fufro Beba. Abebuama Nyang. Aye pese yenya dodo wo mamu ni edi.
Yes.
Ni edi bi su be kwa ma no ne akoton. Ni akonya obro ni sika. Abehye ye Ghana ya economy no wo se wo di sanhye ne beba. Obeka ka songo funu na wo de eye wo mu se PFG. E ban so PFG no amebua to the extent say drew baby. Na wo de nuambe fi baby ti set chima bankran ase ne akoto kwaku afri ye no be ye nyema troka bukem. Eti abangi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Wo she boy wo se wo ba wo de sanhye beba. Sene be ye nyina ye benya anuandodo no ne yengedi ntia na no memenda no wokopa ho entama ena okokasai e wo honom ena wo kirem se uhwe nkukon keten hihye wo dere be uhwe afi biara o mangana ye sika to the tune of $400 million. Ansa na ya ka nkukofo saba nka bra ye betumi aye nkuko bi wo man manka betumi aboa ye so ho je honom na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama kokasa wo se da bi sa niama na twam no wo hodida na afiwei edere kono ye betwem anampo say be kran kokko no bi di aba enkoba say every year bia no be spend it to that
much money no it say enkokko nketenkete project na wo aba no
yeah
e betimi aboa
na ebebuye pa eno obehwa ayi operation feed yourself a former president champion no mu di bai ene fei backyard garden ya de ni nyina no ehyehyem tie nyina mfa mi say na no mankasa bia mete on yekọ press conference na mikasi mankasa bia mete ma feature ho a madua brode wo brode ne bo frɛ ni nyina wo timi uba me nche ho a
me hyase ache
so
na dengi na utifie wo feature da ho bibie ni wesi ukwan bibie ni asase ne so wo de body esi so ebebo wo de banche hye ho a ebeba weekend ya mi tu baywe
so
okwase baywe kama
lovely
it is Saturday na wia no
kama
wo behwa enti I think say a good programmer wo mabomode ndi ahyehyaba na ebeboa yie pa
and who should be to say Eriko Poku your food and agriculture minister onim what is called agric onim the statistics onim how to manage agric economically so he knows ejuma obeye so Eriko Poku as a sector minister who should fonina daily graphic dey aba say only His Excellency John Dramani Mahama what ho na worry fa aye adwene wo ho a who say sa program we bebo ye pa ma Ghana ye benya nuadodo ede enti daily graphic dey aba okratafa etosu eyedu ebiesa ntunya bia obetimi akenkan asefu from dey aba e daily graphic mo o say government reject Goldfield Damang lease renewal and also e daily graphic mo school feeding begins a restructuring Ocham say wodi nafu makomako eduasa baako ene obehwe say wo mu susu a caterers down na wodi wonka no aban betua say ka nyina ede ama wona fe wa ye nhihye foforo uhwe maame a yede na ba hono mu foforo ni na abede ekiri for Felicia Botte mekpoy no adwumadi a woridi no ene wo say wo be ye nsakere wo say be school feed no ebetumi gina ni nanso eyi ni nsam foforo bi ene na no pe daily graphic di ba ya
ba ama po ma chicheku Lady Pons atnase ehun ti sanu Yanko Pandaroma ade achi yin ai No pay so shiny pa.
The Namias.
Weekend ni ko ye.
Oh, Yara.
Okay. Mate. Am I enquire?
Yo. Mamma for the Chronicle the Bocratan into a swan of pay chronicle and in which Tramphony Edia Banana on it say, O call a ye cement, a Jumaquini more yes cement near the ass or how Crabia better home. Now I can't many I better just a super cement, Womo Shassia, and a Womo see $100 million LC3 plant. Water must say the Bayas are how no, a buy any bit to me idea free or once a man of pain. The Obocrate, the Moon Sembi or the Abetuja. Nano Nige Pidene Domi a swarm kobo kun important wako she said ye be anano aposifo ne mebunu ntokwa jinji almost for so ni betumi ahwa masum diaba wakodi nkita hunyine awie ya wo san achia ba frequentin fi yes sniper bia kote be bia kotutuo se pe menyanyame ene fefi ne nkeka GP na nka koya assemti anopay the chronicle de bokrata no enso di bia be chese we di nyame di IGP ho afofi watumi afiri mu afiri ho asem anopay obomane na namudi nkukwa nketenkete ho nkomo na yedra John Dramani Mahamadi atudwa se eni wu pa so my Ghana yete o memu ebetumi aye nkukwa no manyini na yare yade na afibia no yekra nkukwa fo studio mba Ghana hanomo a ebewe echi ne ka oman no abo $400 million ya o chese eni wu pa eso my Ghana ye sika ewo nkukwa yekra edi frima hodo so edi banti enkomodie ni bia ena no pe chronicle de bokrata no wono so edi aba
okay super sem for mo nyentam say cement ni de te kon
nya sem kitwa
nya
mo plant na na eso nti eba 70 kura nya he ko bi anko
yo mami fa daily dispatch into aso na his excellency John Dramani Mahama ena waka sembi ena daily graphic e de aba e wokrata fight so do ebien page 12 o say otumfo say tutu out of so ebien asundwe anase insema anasa na monga worry to say asundwe betumi aba boko eye sa piece anamong tu no we say na outri we a yengesimu no obesan akwa setena ne bio no atua so na ahwe se ne be na boko de bia na boko se na boko na den no asundwe tumi mra ho you know boko fo mu so muntie kakra sebio na afei merititin sembi wo sa amanyofu bi nsu hihye se sa na ti amani amanyofu wo munyai ena wunsu nim so nyewu na wodi ade wo ho no munyo hene a twenhu
me anope kra de ye chewpa
aden
me nyaa na nka meda fom kra
aden
kofi areho
everyday boko
areho
eni de bia mu bekum hu sa aden
kofi
sa amanyofu hihye wo mu so munyai
boko na ba minim se anye saade we na ohwehwe ayedin asem ko an yentimi nka ye mensi ya
bepim ne
ay this ready bo areho
na
onim se wo be read story bi na se ohunu head na boko na di kan keke drama wonya a fair idea of
sa
denti na wasa ba na sa
na from 2021 bepim ne sa ade mintimu ase atimya jenipa be se hasan 1.3 wom sem over 300 na sabre nipa wongewu just boko
ye farming community
yeah
me o ka say afie investors e ba man mu ababa ye investment e wo farming mu no boko gira ho anko betime nya ne kase
oh yes nso
na sa mfoni a etwago yi a police fo abambofo a
yeah
wo mo yaku yabo mutu yaku mo yi wo ye investor na kofi wo ba na hu sa ne me ya wo de usika be kwa kwahye boko
debi menko
Dr. Ben ana me ne wo ka say ka che ne se ne onfin kra no nko boko enko tina wo se doctor obeko
onko
omo ati okure dwane na wo fe na woko
and wo se nurses ni teacher say de
omo ko kwa
na oni ma se mu
court okure be di asem kra
na no ka
yes re boko fo
omo nyai
ye po mo chewo
omo nyai
oni ba na so obi ewu a de kodi amoko ho no anye mfaso ne beba so
obi amaso
so obi ewu fi boku kromu
ana obesa uyo hene obesa odi ade wo ho no na munyina mukunkum hu ya fe na no beru no
ade mfaso ne beba so
oni ma se ngun ewom se bia ye tikam na ebia yengedu bolga ne pese ye koboko a aka kuma bia ebedu boko no ya ye tikam ye rekono se bia ye kusasefo na se we belong to the other tribe near ya na bia onu ye nya adwene a they can profile you brown si fam kwa obehu say wo you belong to this side
we kusas
and I say we ahanom and one who say we are the other side
no mo ne won cha
kin ka gbran wo betutuo brown si fam you tika no mo ti bra mo tuka no from either Bolgatanga anase hifa aka kuma bia mo du boko no ene wo betima profile wo say obrempon you belong here akora anase ama unsuso another one body yehwe na ha no belong to it what na to no bekasa yesra won we are appealing to the people of Boko yesra mo eno hin popo wo ho unsuso no se bi onye se bi o young guy bi o bekasa yi
wanyini
bra
Boko na ba
uko dru ho no ma papa no wani mo nyama nkasa so denti na ayi bepe me ne
timi nka asem yi mani nsi ani
yesra won
ne fa sumdue na Boko
yesra won
esama ye tifi Boko no eyeye pe yenim so mo betimi aye mana boro so but eyeye se wa ye bi agai yanka se wa ye bi ato aso ama ato aso ma me yanko
yento so the Ghanaian Times Jobokrata na mde eto aso no pay the most authoritative newspaper we twa Ghana man panira John Dramani Mahama ne foni wode ato ha ba yo bi shatade ya twere ni mu akokọ kama ena wono so eda ha na ne nyina no aye feed Ghana program ya na no ye kopa hontuma ewo Bono East Mantama hinkro tachiman mu kama eno ho foni bi eno atwade ato no se program na fiti asia no nti efri na di credit schools ahodo prisons ahodo afiefia ahodo me yenhase emfiche ho ne yenu adua mekontosi jene nom ni ade na ensoso maye na ayentini na fa yenya se ne mani bi ho ma chese kokra na nso abeyoka ede ato Ghana so na akofa nsempidi abanti adope ho asem de obokrata ebo wamane de obokrata akroya no obo amane se Ghana mampani abedi echi Professor Nana Jane opoku agimande ne wode bia to Ghana Revenue Authority for enim so madama womo enhwese wo dwumadi ahodo mo no ebeda eye super pedia yebewie na nimonyam wo se GRA nya na afi nsakraye wo se ba wo adwuma mu no ebetumi abanti wo madwuma wo ye no mo mfe wo manipa agem na wo nya adwuma ne transform GRA ema eho entimi nya homeka eho asem de obokrata ediaba na super semfo nkomo ne nso anopa ya wono so Ghanaian Times so edi bi aba wa ha ya wo chese wabem so oba be hwa boa ma shortage aba ene clinker eho nsemo a ye no so asore ne atumi yi edi efri honti anopa wono so di mu ama ne bobiaba de twa to no New Corporation Times ho nkomo a ena mpanifo susu adwene de ache niema ne bi osusu se de gukwan mu a ebetumi aboa na arevampe omo ho asema no pen ena Ghanaian Times
na wobra na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama o ka se feed Ghana program no e was say schools prisons and households obi amfa ne hunshem no ana make time na e school no na mo school family
oh ne wo
yeah
school
e mo de
come ne school
family mo mo de ndua buro di ha
Allah and the boys
see them when
boys very bro ni na
oh ene
enya sam ketwa
na dua bi nkwa de
me bi ba ya sa de na free system
ekoye ba na eboa pa
school am shase na ye wa bro befuo kase na ye school na nkasa dia apart from that na ye wo banche ye wo bro ye wo menkani bibia wo na edu say school ni ye bobora
Allah
and one
what check was level
ye be no abo ampesi so na eboa na ense emaye ense de hunu kom first no nim se na yetimi ko school ayen guteska ba ye bedidi
ni bedidi kama be fe no ame
program bi ni ho basa na ye yinti ye kwa na ye yetimi bo ampesi ni abafie wo bre kwa ye didi enti feed Ghana ayi adwumadi ye no krani e yade e ba beboa na o man afa ne ntama pa bi efura ye ko back to the old system obi andua bibi no obi abedidi
ebeboa me ka se be bia na ma me kira de say na ayi keji fo nkola no sata na school feed ni mai enso akwala na be school e bia we de baye beba body e beba na aka na nyina bom ya no ama omo nti body no nya free e bia na ma me mfichie ni atwa ama na yatu menkani ama na ewe ye ka na nyina bom no a oba o de de na buy body e de yi body ama de banji de ba e no omu di ve ka man sa no ba kofi asa na e no it me obi de ma because I dey be fro because e ma na menkan obo se e ma na bayere ni yi bayere ama no ni udidi me kama na school feed ni ye dey e ma nti si eduadua sa de ma wo ya si eni sika e de be me ma na ko school ni e wo menkan wo ho ni e de mo ko na ye betumi anu ama di ya me ya si e be ni sa
menkan
ai
utimi tie ono ana haba
ni nkonto mire ni watwire kama na wadi ni de wo de nchine pro ho a
ene jo dan ha
nchine pro ho twi umeko kakra na o de ngo kakra gu ani a
ana sa time no insure the school chain crano and
me sabi wasa wade no wanom kama sense you so enwunu kama abesa ba no yuyuyunu ene
and we fridge
e de gada se no
and won't o kono insure na wo fridge
e de gada
o ya de dey o de make an say what you say ama ebi o hobi wana
aha me de resi wa
oh okay Mati and na madam Ase so na pay mo de ko akata mo pensem right okay I wish you a higher power 97.9 FM. I feel live on TVSYZ. Dwabo Ase Jumedie. And here is somewhere na no pay come. Na anche bia no na afi ago promotion nsem so wo ma ba betena se na afi wo matimi aba e de aba be so ye na ya to Jumedie ne so. I wish you let's talk educational consult. Son of a main country. Say abofra no wo ba na wa wo no ye wanya 6 months no ekodu 6 years no e ba cho o wan hye kama de ma wo mo no mo teacher fo mo wa botre wo mo te mo frasu ani o mo ban ase no mo timi ni o mo tena edum mo eboa wo no mo nyesu ehunu enyini be ye empani pa teacher no so Saudi wani be try let's talk education preschool and elementary now they about what is 6 months ekwa me 6 years adeko ho wo mo be man ntete papa na afi wanyini aiba be panyi pa e de ama ho omo wo all year round school vacation bi anim nti awofo ne ahwefo a sabi abiribia na o mayire so e wo munyumam wo mutu kwan wo mo hyeda ni bre no me pa cho let's talk for beje oba na ma no ma hwe no sabi wa na wo fi a anka obehwe oba no na bibi bia etimi akokama e de ama pa enti bomodin se wonyi hu mfiri mu na ode hu akoka let's talk educational consult for omo LTech family ne ho memene da bia nso no wo ma hihye school Jumedie kama wo ma pe wo ma kwadare adesua mu wo hu nhyanhunu yie bra be kire wo ma no ne be bi ti se entrepreneurship after public speaking technology and art but oni nyina na ekoso na fe wo de oba no so atimi akwa hye bi wo be let's talk educational consult e wo Teshinungwa estate Mango Street bomodin na fresh number na fa oba no ko no nkokwaje ntiti pa 0249 069 821 0249 069 821 let's talk educational consult also building the future through children. I wish a brasso a good yamun sem ababedja a branch of fundy ababetanasi young corner fee won't be from me fundy
NK
now what to say
oh we are fantastic
yeah boko
for God and country
what do we can need we said when you want to toss on weekend man should them follow fishes but not Manchester or Manchester
not Manchester
oh we need
or now my Newcastle actually
what's that now the best American baby I guess I come can be sending me message me can be that or best
we say Manchester but this is in the
Enfa onya cap akokran kofi
it be Europa and the money strength in war Europa there I mean call Leon Ekobo 22 Leon Onana and a mistake to be near than course so we say Leon
okay
and to return leg which is this week so at the Obon home Manchester finance
na cap
very strong Europa
finding for you.
All right, NK Overpon, it's maybe a quarter summer, so power, money, sports, and shiny and so oh, Dwabo Ase Jumedie series power 97.9 FM TV XYZ and Uxwa Ocean Kamaka. Some of the doors when you come, and it's here and ever come on so waiting at TV Kamaka. And so I want 7 room or Echo Pure Nigeria, any apprentice here. And the Sankakra, Eda Tuja, Eda Ghana Unity Kappa. You have a cost our lantern or the Hunsankakra, Eda Tuja, Kasakasa Sanso, and the room, the sports minister, Eswakacha Drata, and it's a Friday, no Kopiemu. And so I will PM then there's a Tuba Astro Telephone and I say a Trump visa and a match no continue a shame no this crowd and I to the seminar and so I draw the Ghana Premier League no etimi e course so after match no coaches ni bi etimi akasa ya the seminar and so I will show so ana kopie mu amon no nso aya decent Manchester United etina fie ema ekotena ho ema Newcastle etimi ekotene ball couple 9 ema no nso etimi back where ho sem nyina ebe ma ewo show no so nemom hye no so say ade say Roger Emmanuel the sports monarch ana fe justice ebotela the iron boy and ebumechidom say producers matna say no pebble sem no promoting I'm showing the praise himself F to the A and DY front team. I make sure something I say na me from the kwakopie mu unim say nyame ya tuma dey say me no the Blasters of Ghana and so age na kwan say we a 4 nation tournament and no ebe koso and so our landing come on in 24 age say Brentford edge tech for community honoma and say bia ebetimi akoso kama ye de ho sem no and so ema e wo show no so na unim say I just say countries now mo participating on Nigeria, Jamaica and Trinidad for omenyina eka ho obeboa na bibia etimi akonkan na no and say ukopie modia abranti bakwa osia kan e de man Nigeria so on akọ dia Uzbek and osina kan e wa monone oyemod for the papa branti din e de Frank Onyeka Frank Onyeka ono e de senka kra atuja o chem so Unity Cup no mebo no ade say be bom ye pa nemom and who preno so be Ghana na say reverend that Ghana in Nigeria term no ono so sia kan wetim abor no weti wahye Ghana eso
It's always, big rival between Nigeria and Ghana, and also it's also good to play this cup to bring the country together, and hopefully we win against Ghana. You can never say that. Well, we still have the chance to qualify, so we need to win our 4 games and hopefully qualify.
Entero someone to draw Eric Fahon after qualifies a boy at World Cup no or the council and Nigeria in a tibia for Manchester no on be winning no qualify at the Akumen or Sanso at the Twaso a Kansenka Chem so say and more said the Blasters of Ghana and to me unqualified and farmer Uncle at 2025 Morocco a African Cup of Nations because say I just said on the real who ye pan we say Ghana there so we share Ghana our tournament and a tournament yet there Ghana for a very rival at the moment.
That was sad for them, but again, I know they didn't play a good qualifiers, but now they are almost through to the World Cup. So it's always good to have Ghana because I have friends in the Ghanaian team, so it's always good to have my brothers in the competitions. Yeah.
Entiano and Sama Frank Onyeka Edutudio Sakan Elma Uzbek and I feel by the national team they know Nigeria minor and seminal and so Edi Amane Gusum Edge the Unity Cup because our lantern approaching Memono and I say Ukopiem the former Air Blasters player no Sanso under 17 for head coach upon the team at the light Kingston also at the second cry at 2 jam at a Ghana for a champs or Ghana for a Ghana for a chamber tournament to no more thing a woman and some serious opponent and Nigeria for so chum someone just no more canon Amunsheni Sansa Ukopio Jamaica and Trinidad for I say UK based players Nibino I did so munina and so naturalizing at Jamaica for and Trinidad for Asia can at the Mompai Sako MLS bomb more temper and so El Hodum I say Ghana for ye next team your mission Nibiano underestimated team no.
It's a very good choice when you look at Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica. I think, like you rightly said, there are a lot of United Kingdom born players that are converting to go and play for Jamaica. So they are not teams that are very that doesn't have a very good players. They have players that are playing in good leagues as well. Most of them are in the MLS, Mexican League, and all that. So I know most of the fans will be looking at just Nigeria and Ghana. So my advice to them is, they shouldn't underrate those 2 countries, because when you look at their World Cup qualifier, either of the 2 countries can qualify to the World Cup as well. They are doing well in their groups as well.
Entero and Sama Ukopio next like Kingston and to the Demon Samuel and so amount will show this now no Friday no PM or my Ghana series a Division 1 league back home etimi ekos no air Trump visa and afei Hoho United no ekopio El Tuba Astro Tevo and so Ukopio that the sports minister ɛyɛ owura Kofi Adams etimi ekopie mo hono ma okodi nkomo kama edema o man Ghana no ɛsɛ twefo ebopia no mo bisa say minister Simepa and they said ogunum say ade say Kono Blasters their local players ye de ko esanse Benjamin Asare enya collab ade ko PM the local Blasters ni ade say branch no upon who modern ye pa too much so boy no otimi ekipi clean sheet say ade say na supporters no hwe ni musanka next match be bono ade say collab ne ba na ka local players endorse esan so mo tebe choma tima tire mo bobre and so the Ghana Premier League and say the Blasters team no mu ento mo ton sa enfre no ana minister no area say no dey say akra to yelo chem so say ono die e ban call up there on share say o a local player and a foreign player ne hia ne say player no e bon ho modin a obetimi esi akan e dey mo man Ghana.
For me, whether local or foreign based, I do not really care. What we want is the best. If your best is foreign based, bring them. If they are local, use them. If they are local and they have the talent, they have the skills, train them. Let them reach the standard that you want. That's all. So we're going to make sure we invest in all facets. I'm not fixated on local or foreign. I'm not fixated about that. What we want is to make sure that whatever material you have, train and pick the best. And let the best represent the country. That's all that.
Entiaro and Sama Honorable Minister Editor Yano, and also editor so unim say trying to be some match no chance, some match or division 1 league no match or question. Nenia GA Papa essence or say Bomudian say boys no say no Mr. Bob who hurry near Jajom see the pass from Bono or Sine Nika so Timber Sans or Santa Crab or the Ghana Premier League Nankasa top flight Nankasa and Shada and Concaye Sanemo division 1 league ready no more the year.
Well, it's been good game. You know, I was watching the game with the assistant coach of the senior national team, John Painter, and he's been a player and a coach before. So he was kind of like running comments as the game went on the first half. And we are impressed with the quality of play. Indeed, it looks like the Division 1 competition looks very healthy and quite interesting than sometimes when you watch the Premier. I've watched some of the Premier clubs play and I've watched this Division 1 match here and I really enjoyed it.
Entiano and Sma Minister Kofi Adams and so editor Jade 7 and so Amani Kopiamu the former sports minister Papa Dean Eddie Ni Lante Van der Poel so at the second cry at the for Blasters the selection I edit players some with me a kind edema or minor chambers or say I say Kono Quadia or say it to me but justified and send it to me picky players no or Mr. Kind edema my condition so super Ghana the Blasters of Ghana there and you people for there you by your mind in idea it will be our Quina so bet we see a kind edema my Ghana.
There must be a justify your inclusion to the national team. The national team doesn't belong to one player and two players alone. There must be a justify your inclusion. At every point in time, every position in the national team must be so competitive that no one person can take it as his position. That he know anytime he comes, the jersey is there for him.
Entiano and Sama Ora Nilante Vanapo Editor General Noisero on a for a city sports for a team Edim Comobia, a team Econca, who 7 and so Emma was shown Nayan to a song near fan 7 Emma and a Quaco or the Ghana under 20 national team is Miatuma or Mutina Akonano Kama almost a shirt with preparation Abwam, I'll be a team Akon. I said for FIFA. A team at the draw and so about Ponting Kama who 7 and so Emma Copio Gwen Ghana Yacopium and so group Sia Yashanim Senema everything Akon kind of Bibia Akon kind and so at Ama to Shama Nessa Ocopium L group A Nidia say I know a team Ecoy Egypt L group A Zambia Anafes Leon and a South Africa of Tanzania no or more L group A and so El Anafe Ocopium Gubino and Nigeria Tunisia Kenya and after Morocco and so and a group C no a whole rest of my Ghana and so no Senegal Central African Republic DR Congo and after my Ghana and so 12 and so El 107 and so Emma shows now tournament we know I just 13 teams and I'm team abaya divide them into 3 groups and so on. As a group back home, my boy first group no group A no that's so many now 5 teams and I say 5 countries and I for group B and a group C no and so I have 4 teams and so on. I'm performing for training. I'm going to qualify top 2 teams you know able to qualify akọ na fe third best no so I qualify aka ho na me bia etimi akonka na tournament we dey empenifo tima under 20 AFCON ebe koso no eno ebe koso ewo Egypt no April 27th year ana shase na awie on the 18th of May yere ho sem no enso ema ewo show no so na yenko na se yenko kopiem the Ghana Premier League na weekend yi se matches ni bi etimi eba so shase Friday no okopiem na se medema etine fe echi Dreams FC bom couple and 9 ema Dreams FC entimi ensimu adabraka enso ha ho sem no enso ema na Sunday no ene sanso eto as na Sunday no okopiem dey say ena no so etimi ekoye Kumasi Asante Kotoko etine fe ene Bechem United ekoye 1-1 enso Brekum Chelsea etine fe echi Heart of Lions ebo de kabako ema no so entimi ensimu adabraka bebiani go stars echi Young Apostles ebo de kabako a wentimi entim adabraka Carolina United etimi Tijuana Stars ebo mekamienu ono so entimi Anti-Legon City etine fe ema Sabates kochine ball 2-0 enso hona for Vision FC omaka se pa sa omutine fe ene ebo kwa din at the Heart of Folk eno ekoye 1-1 enso hona de ho sem no enso ema tube hwebu table no so they are saying table no tie Kumasi Asante Kotoko ready kai ono ekra 47 points ana ukopie mu dia bebiani go stars etoso mienu ono so ekra 47 points Nations FC etoso miensa ono ekra 45 points Mediama etoso 9 ono ekra 41 points ana for Heart of Lions etoso enum ono ekra 41 points na for Across the Folk etoso ensia ono so ekra 41 points na ukopie mu last train they are say and Accra Lions Legon Cities and after Swatchman form and so and da hono man ye don't sem no and so man na after say Hearts of Folk and also kopiem with the Hearts of Folk and Vision FC format they we no let's so kopiem the Hearts of Folk Vision FC for head coach papa and the team edit Nana Achiman edit Senka Crown edit to the HM so some match how many has for football in there this match no eko ye at the moment I say resource in there any anti resource no name who say the players no team dominating game ni pa has for back game nya omo the one plan pen be mu and so city at the has for
we had a game plan, and the game plan could have worked easily. We created more chances than Hearts of Folk. We should have taken the chances, we didn't. Hearts came into this game with only one game plan to play route 1, try to win the first and second ball, get into the attacking phase 3 as quickly as possible, which they succeeded with in the first half. One of those long balls resulted in the confusion. We crashed ourselves, they got that goal, but we dominated the game. We played through the phases, we got into their phase 4. Unfortunately, we couldn't convert our chances.
Entero answer Vision FC for coach apparently and na Achiman and the 2 the who 7 edema coach Abubakar Watar has a folk head coach and also area the second cry to da or chems or so no there I dare say nyame atuma next match okono okokopiem domane say Dwana for wakochi omo na say 3 points no wetimi achi ere from onsem.
We always stated that the good performance, the maximum points, we are going to look to get the points. That's the point we need. We don't need anything about the points.
Entiano and someone head coach Abubakar Watara and the 2 the who 7 and so Eddie Amayanto so Nyanko PM Kumasi Asante Kotoko a head coach papa the team at Prosper Nate Ogum and also at the Saka crowd at Tuja after the match on the year work on the team at the Bechem United and so a boy.
This wasn't what we expected, but sometimes that's the nature of the game.
Entiano and summer head coach Prosper Nate Ogum at the 2 the who 7 and so Eddie Masanso and a copy of Bechem United for head coach papa and the Kweku Danso and also at the Saka crowd to the after. So about 1-1 Kumasi Baba Yara Sports Stadium.
My boys, they did very well. They played to instructions, and we were determined to change the narrative because, as you already said, consecutively we have lost 3 matches, and we decided not to lose this match. So I think my boys did well.
enti ano ensema ano so ere koso ere ho sem no enso ede ema e wo show no na onim say division 1 match no match ba ko etimi e koso ano e Trump division ene ho United e match e koso wie no nesa Trump division abo ho United e ka ba ko a o man timi ensim at back after the match no ana coach Trump Godwin Trump e the second crown to da eche so match we dey na hu hia se so mutumi san so ko table ne so no a be bia no moda no na enye kra.
First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate the two teams. I think the fans witnessed a very great game. And this is a contest that usually it happens. They come to our home, they pull a point, or either they win, we go to our we win. We are the only club that have won against our in our. But this league, they won the game, and then this time around, we decided that we also have to win because where we are lying on the
Etiano and some head coach Edema Trump Divisa Godwin Trump and the two dead home 7 and Sanso and a copy of Ho United for head coach upon the Alfred Nelson and also at the second crowd at the two dead home 7 and so Emma.
There's nothing we can do when the yellow cards are coming and all that. You understand, certain things are premeditated and it limits you. You are going for tackle, you are scared. The opponent have the ball, you have to come behind the ball because you have to avoid contact at all costs. This defeat is nothing, it's one of those things. But psychologically, I think it will worry my players. I have to do one-on-one sessions with them, try and psych them because this can go a long way to affect us in our next game. So the only thing I have to do is a one-on-one session. I try and talk to them as part of the game.
And I say because so the Ghana Premier League who says na Division 1 league e ma yen come on any sorry so jumede no so da onim say data England okopia mu dia Chelsea etnefe e ma isu town e ko che no bon e kam e botipenko e no e ko 2-2 Mr Robert okopia the Liverpool and so etnefe e che West Ham United e bon e kam ye no e ma mo etim back Wolves and so etnefe e che Tottenham Hotspur e bon e kan e ma Tottenham etim mu no Manchester United etne home e ma Newcastle etno e bon e kapolipol e 9 e ma no so etimu ba kopa e de ho 7 no enso e ma sanso ana kopie mo Italy dia Atlanta etne fie ma Bologna enso e kwache e bon 2-0 against Bologna Fiorentina ene Parma match no e kwaye 0-0 Hellas Verona ene Juan match no ene so e kwaye 0-0 Como Echi Torino e bon e kabako e ma no so antim Arabaka Lazio ene AS Roma match no ene so e kwaye 1-1 ukopie mo German Bundesliga ne so dia Stuttgart etne fie Werder Bremen etne bon e kamie no otimu bako pe Frankfurt etne fie echi Heidenheim e bon e kamie nsa e ma no so antim Arabaka ukopie mo La Liga ne dia say ene Osasuna etne fie echi Girona e bon e kamie no ma ne timu bako Sansona Deportivo Alavés etne fie Real Madrid e bon e kabako wentimi Arabaka Robert Tees etne fie ma Villarreal etne bon e kamie no e ma no etimu bako Athletic Club enso e koche Robert Cano e bon e kamie nsa e ma no so etimu bako pe no e nsem e koso e omono ne a ye de hu nsem nyina enso e matie hwe ne fa nsem nyina ensi wana fe NK Obrempong ento aso no for Dwabo Ase tumedie no emfa mai ba asana me kono ma me fa check say emfa ma Michael ye do na e friend Redo let's go fie mu treasure say the taxi driver for pa Redo ye fa check say cause I don't pay or share come pa
family and what say your friend is saying Manchester Omo Red Run League man and also Omo.
Oh, that league ni there enche bia ye the league ni be this is be ko ewie. Enti the Omo name mo nye ten say some person Omo Champions League dia Omo Omo dey say Europa na Omo bo no Omo nche. Omo Europa dey there na say Omo ti me real.
I yes I dey kwa me kan ni.
Oh that. Okay. Yes I Champions League na Omo nkan ho.
Fandi mi da se. Enti kwajo fosu fandi ana o tin kan say o dey group promotion sem aba no dey aba be so ye busia. Told you made so dia na haksa me sana busi American for the amount na no pay ye wo yade wa hodo ani nyina ye yie pa bibia no se betena wa bra boso a yi wani gie eti bibia wo ye wa bra bomo so ama ho timi kire wo nenso yade bi ti se osa yade a betena wo so a ebere wo se wudidi ebere wo se wonu so ni nyina yade bere beto ho de ama ye yie pa osa yade betena wo so a ma wuntimi nya wo ho ntete so abredi ani je sema ba de ama wo bra wutie me na no But your haxa misha and haxa capsule. Hey, all Satan for. Send me no Cambo Munasa one more. Also, no matter the years, no matter the aya war. The battle, a bit to Asia come across. No be what. Na also one so bat on him. In Tiamane to turn wrong who doing and no matter try. Send who bet me a turn. If we said, one name said the also identity. I was not here no pay. So you'll be who signs and symptoms ya me baby was we be there. Nay, also ya the one. Anna Babette now so. It's a weight loss and that's a loss of appetite, acid reflux, belching, bloating, chest congestion, chest pain, nausea and heartburn, after a dizziness, anemia, lower back and flank pain before or after eating, and that's a blood is too. But your son, you're doing and our symptoms, one will be the hour. Yeah, you also ya the one. Anna Babette now so. Into your drop, I bet me a cook. Say the women every okra. Hey, haxa mister, and then the haxa capsule service. Sabby, I want to maintain, but modern so baby, you're crying. Nothing will set me a cabin. FDA for I just anchor to you to move. But you saw your bar, I want you say. And now my friend for and that's a friend won't in fear to me. The battle haxa mister, and then the capsules, and yet and fema war. Ube be and now Benyabi, Ewo Okanshi Drug Lane, I hear Repash Ventures and Hallows, Madina Cars Pharmacy, Tema Little George Community 2, Africa Swa, Aye Jukat Pharmacy. So open the doso po, that's the word to the R. Or more than a friend number 0240 238 310 0240 238 310 and now 0203 822 855 0203 822 855 Haxa Mesa and in the capsule Sabusian a Osano Netam for our bit to us here at the amount a power 97.9 FM. I feel live on TVS Rise, live on Facebook, Power 979 FM, TVS Rise Ghana, live on YouTube, XYZ Broadcasting, MIDI at the Enkel Brain, Pano Pay, Minimia PSC Okra, and at Dwabo Ase Jumedi so not yet this summon. Ye ko at Kodani Honka Krebiaba. Na fe yaba be din komo His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama feed Ghana program ya wodi abai say na eba beboa na kum komo wo man Ghana ha evi se afi bi atwam onim se Ghana atimi akobo eburo ene emo besia ye de bokon nsem no so ebetoa so twan ye men ko ba bi edane ho aba.
Messi menananu aguru basa abi bro tibedo himlenu na ma premaye hojo.
As for me, I take very good care of my grandkids. Ye di agro na ye sa eduru mre bi kra na me ba no timide omo be gumi so weekend no.
Hey, mumle
memre enu nti na me ka kire o say ya no medi garlic capsules. Poso nyina ebesisi so kama. As I stand here, my doctor said my whole system has improved very well.
Medi garlic
capsules. Yes, Medi garlic capsules.
Oh,
Medi Moses garlic capsules. Boa mamoja di nipadua mu efurusani yi na esiesie oba ne barima mahona wodin. Ubenya edroyi bi ato omanyi mu pharmacy store frey wo 050 349 4885. Edroyi enya mamofra enye ndi fie dumienu. Apemfo ene emma emanofo. Medi Moses wonni how FDA ajidwe di nkra to yi ato.
Infitiasie no menene kunu eware wo odro ene asumdwe kwanso yaware na chi no mene kwachu ba hotel pop pebi say be sepeyo.
What a team from so crown na maye
bibia wo nyankopon sem
ekoba ne san me kunu antinase
edro botum wajo eye ebet SM bitters
wa eni gia befi we na me de yem bible edek SM bitters timase mama me
sa wa warre mu enije bewie wo paye a na sa wumpom agrodie ebeye akwana na ye kamfo edek
SM meters.
Mrs. Wa Oyemiyo Nyina, Monomeno, up for one time. Edek SM meters. Where the Yasama? Oba Wafa Yufunu, any Oba Oma Neba Enufu Enumbi. We a Bemana when you're 18, Untumi Enum. FDA, Adi, a Jedia in Katway.
Hey, what fish summer you would know? And my money who say I can once a moon. Who cast up a packet see no baha, none in Nasa Tataya, or Casano didn't Sakatana. Anne, but we didn't say Sapapano. Matida Mokanina, Spanish garlic mixture, and then the capsules at aroma, and I'm a pomodressa.
Wow, why a nice Sankasa, Spanish garlic mixture, and then the capsules. And Yama, why you come up?
A woman would dear for Sunny would the Pedianum. Now a boss is a bro, I want to chew hypertension, a tick or restaurant, will be a charge of 10 temper. Gas is yam e makra amania muhunu mafichi kromu nyina atuatwa obuakra wadware wieno afa na ho ya ne hene enti asono Spanish ginkgo capsules hana Spanish ginkgo eno de yenwanu nura watwe free ginkgo biloba ene soya oil mu emma wadwemu so da ho Martin so say yesi eye anti aging and ama good retentive memory
na yeto ne hene
Antec Herbal Center for ene ayi enye na pharmacies chemical herbal shops eno an say mo frɛ 0266 11 41 11 apemfu abato mo manufo no kwada wo ne mfedum yenu enka ho FDA Aji Ejedi Ekrato yi atum.
And you just some na ba. Now some na in the TVXYZ. Yes, so turn home. Do your business. And now that we product. TVXYZ. Yeah, you recambo. Na ya mawa kwenja me tuma turn home. Turn home. And paying a pabazi. A great opportunity. Yes, my young customers, clients. Oh, yeah, viewers na. Turn home. Never turn home is your business, your products na. I bet you boom. The TVXYZ viewers. What does papa? Shazana Taz. Naida Befre 0533-825870. Residubio 0533-825870. Mayenzin Komone Yambu not Tonwo. Another Butumaba XYZ Chena Himfia. You will so Abebresa Street. Brana Yambon Komo. Take them opportunity. Not Tonwo or XYZ marketing promo. Not together we make it happen. Tonwo with TVXYZ to do.
Power 97.9 FM live on TVSYZ. Dwabo Ase Jumedi. Ana no pensi ya de somo. Fi sabre ya kwa pemsa chane ya mbebo. Mini di enka obren po. Mini PSC okra ana ti Jumedi so. Na no pe ya fe yeguso ya somo kama. Nkoma hodo ebre na aso no. Yenyina yenim. Ensemu a atwagu ana akoso ewo Upper East region Boku to be precise eye entokwa ene basabasa yo ekunkum etiototo akoso for some time ni ewo Ghana ha akoso ama asante hene otumfo osetutu akaba chirimu Excellency John Dramani Mahama eni mpanifo ahodo bomodin se asumdwe ebetimi ababoko eno nam soma the IGP Inspector General of Police Christian Tete Yohunu bomodin kopiem ewo boko eneni nansan ya kwakwohwe se den na ekoso a ama se kunkumakunkun egusu koso na nipa egu na nipa epira hwiri omnkwa ti IGP ko ho na womu bia na basabasa yimu etututuo yimu na womu epira IGP bomodin akọ ho hye omnsra eni omkasai na o kire se di ohwehwe eni sasundwe ebeba boko na bibibia nso ayedin ewo the Upper East region of Ghana abusia mepese ye nhwe wo bra IGP ekọ ho ne mra na fe nkomo na nkasa no ye mebie mu fenkyere wo ye nhwe IGP mra.
We have been informed that there has been absolute peace throughout the night. We want this to continue. And then the President, the Interior Minister, the First Minister, they are all watching and listening carefully. And then at the appropriate time, a delegation will also come to visit Boku. All the Ghanaians want to see is that Boku should be in peace. Boku should come back to its past glories. For the time when everybody wants to come to Boku, that glory should come back so that we can come back to Boku and then enjoy the atmosphere that has been there in the past.
The IGP, Christian Teteyonu, and our Tenenka, what we call Boku. Now, if you are atoto niema, Sabena Boku, Asumje, Mapa, our my Ghana Shano, Etimia Bemu, Ewo Boko. Yabebo, Abraham Manos, Yani Idrisu, Atongo, Upper East regional correspondent. Na Yanin in Kasa. Idrisu, Memo about the Dwabo Ase power and TVS visit and pay. Idrisu, now what is saying? Okay. Nancy and IGP, a Baboko. Wa ntawantawa uwe kunkum tokwa a ekosunum ye ni ye hunu se anka IGP atu na ne nan yanka saba bokui na nka ofri hoi anka asumdwe na asase ye ba ho yanka bia nsem enre de ya abambofo mienu om ya aprosifo ya bomutuo ekom e ba ne sen
yo I'm say IGP abepie boko no boko na ba ne Lantia war area ha etime edidi nkomo didi mo sha omo bose omo a obetsna applies for 3 days na one onante boko area because the land of the na osla one person obetise tu akasa obedi na 3 days ni mo no tu akasa obedi a net so say bana wo ba ye no o margin of peso na antema wo kan so omo so beji amana ye adwuma. And to wait out the Sabia, IGP at the Maum. Young Kaya was before the IGP believe you on. Nam Blanton had the Kaya Bibia, the M Fatakwa, gone 24 traditional council leaders, now and probable because Omoya said or more attack IGP Kasa. And we am 24 or whatever friend and Kolana to order.
It is at the end of the year, Nanka Mebun person more attack IGP.
All right, so the acquiring answer, and Mabunu person come to say, regional police commander, and Free Upper East. One. Ye to sum bi and Mabunu person to say, ya said that ye said about free boko. When you said me no and Babuno educated. Okay. Actually, almost say. The regional police commander and Free Upper East region. Apuna Bokwache. It wouldn't areas on there. Ebia wo Adam Formoni yi. Ati Mbabruno Eka say, "Eche kumna ye kum boy na dey confer in some way in a buy na." Na ko say it was instruction na obi amasa kokwa kuma sumasi. Because Mbabruno Eka say no omo say omo to papa no tu the nine. To all top from us or start to na chi to top from you know the to share na command of bone that is it was sanctioned by someone to Mabunu national police commander number and the person go IGP this thing okay and the IGP on na so no unit to amukana I nam say IGP grant yes and regional police commander and come man back or mo ban so they don't want to see our bokona be esi home and the all corner do answer council na council no essay IGP car and the regional police commander say but difference home can say IGP car light blue kakra but when you deep blue
okay
na e bi no name the difference no and na omo attack regional police commander titunu dia water no you know odia brikaru na car bu only driver 2 year no and Kayana buy no, you so IGP car, no catch the original police commander car now. And I'm sorry, IGP car.
Okay, it's not almost name say IGP na shasaka no.
No matter that, the end of the day.
Okay.
I end of that because you omuye na penifo no kasa no men person na kama wo by we na penifo no mo kasa no. And I'm just say IGP no mo pen na IGP no mo ni akem. The regional police commander and good police adjutant team. I'm person IGP who say, so much in the field, some person, you are moving some neutral person. And me show on the day, as in the bit in the eye. Okay. Na papa na yekunu so boko na aba na wote sesia no body guy.
Nipa yekunu no.
Nipa te boy na yekunu na fitin na yekunu no.
Okay.
Ono boko na aba asigiri azoka no ne body guy no.
Okay, then you see ni yekunu.
According to Omuko, boko na ase omu ina di jabako. Na esai jana na wo man people no area home. Enti boko fo ina mo am fi kuma se fo ina ba ahwa na mu ina edi jana. By entokane kan usase fo ma na akodi dwam ho no. Na man pusi fo mlante na ka o ma shawaje jo musika bobo o ma prepla wo. Tema emre bia no so bia so kan se tokani wa. Na o ma fa kwa bia o mo bema ade na ka no ho se dwam odi ezane. Na o ma ye ma o ma ne di o ma so wo mo no mtemre bia we ni nsem. So when boko na aba ne friends and trefo and our catcher member no ehuna ma no dwam ho. And as I say, so talk down no mo ensettle. Boko na aba se esimo ano yo wadi bia yanko wadi bia so bi o mene wo enyan katakata la te mo de hwiba na ye pese ye ya ado ba ko a ye wo yanko wadi bia ye beye na ebe ho sa etinu afi ho amma kwa na asingi aslam nti so sie ya entoka ye ne kusase fo ne mampusifo aircon ese obutini eye yanko wadi na yanko wadi enye ready eti o peja edia mount ne proper kutasifo ama o madu omudwa ho na we mu se je edia nti tell say o tu for chokoko so ebe babonte ede ne bedit abano mo bia enko bi dwam nkodidwa to we na boko na abane ti asase ede ma kutasifo no se o momfa o ebi omudwa na enam ze kutasifo no dolso oboko nti
okay
omuna omudo jindi nyadoanom makona yehuno no ska kusase fo na na edo nti eba na pete oroma mu manputi fo no no ekom ne kuom because adiane bi te jini hu nanto abulo wo nyanto nyadoa no atosodie sa wo nyanto jama awon chedi abetam so
okay Idris
eba ta na
Idris otimenka sa ho no de yate ase yie pa se si am ibi sa se police fo mienu enu ade ya yebo mu ku wo no den si ye na ansa na yebo mu chechi
yo my bomb to Enrano. Information is Omushia, Mlante Bishia. It becomes Omo Aircoin. And Omukas Omoko, Punyambiri, Chief Palace, Punyambiri Chief Palace, and by the year, and then 3 days, and Promotional Echo Kun, or Hena or Echo to Hena or any pan night, prepare on my Samoko, regional police, or regional. Health center our receive treatment
okay
and anyimbre bi no enra wi ano da yomusa ekoho da enje wa kokum nipa mienu and omuhia a police for we am ka say omukọ sa enfi akofa omumoto no and she according to sources I have taken from the ground that omu interrogate omu bisa omu say eba ne say na omukọ enti kasa na no mo kana say aso mo nhye da elimu bia ana sa ankrofo we gidi say omo ye nipa bonfo a omo hye kokuo mu ohana ma omo ye attacks no ana sa nipa bonfo we ekum a police for we ya every we are sometimes say ewie na omo quality nya information omo call na mo say they are police omo IDs e wo hono ya according to some audios if the same police ordinary and saka chese omo any post e wo bokwa ba mo ye adwuma wo Tamale
okay
they are on duty Tamale now according to the what the by class also nim ye de omo ba boko na enrechi ya omo ko
no mo say police uniform so
that be batch no mo say uniform say ye wo see who body no that was how they are. They were in Mufti. Mufti, but their ID cards, no ID cards, actually, Mubutum. But no more Mufti.
Okay.
Actually, yellow mo. Yellow, I don't know what this I would just say no. All the yellow and answer motor no akoto, Obia Kunu Ghana.
It is okay. It is an opay Boko to say Chaboko picture kakra factory.
Boko just said that Boko and kind of want to say Binduri. He said Binduri na Bidia Bejina Honum. Within the week, no make sure I nipa do assure Monka or Binduri. Binduri no Boko no, if you say IGP Bar Boko no, a two incident to and rain brain that will be at 2 honum. By Dana IGP Bar and Binduri no, a Mukum Nipa. Now this year, your Mukum Nipa, and Mukum Nipa almost 4. About a crowd will lose the free Binduri, a walk or Kumasi, or Mukotosha Kano or Boliga, Eto Kanakum, a Rabako, I know a chicken, April Binima, or Mudum Koto Hospital. And to Binduri say, Acquire and Ablafobeti, Bessie, what point here? It's a security scene now, the group Binduri. To say, Manoka say, almost a move beyond, wouldn't you quite so between Aboboyawa. Okay. Moto wouldn't mean you so. I did be a year. I did be media here, apart from car, won't you mean you say what been doing? Okay, Idris, you better was baby pass no pay, what you pray. Now, what they Bokoni Binduri in some way, Coco, so no, at the best me. You best have from you now, yet you are to uncle me, so, but that's it. It's Idris Atongo, your upper is a regional correspondent, and our ten in Kano, and someone a Cocoso, a Boko, and in the Coso, a Binduri. Abusia anopai anka yebetena ha no Feed Ghana program I course what achimai na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic, together with our Greek minister na womo be kopa say dwumadi hu eye honorable Erikopoku womo kopa dwumadi hu ntoma eba na di enuane abre oman Ghana na yenye biedi na ye ho ayen den boye man yetimi no was say the Boko any Binduri semi and so eba. If it's a nipa dodo shiri wa monkwa. Would ware he said, Corona dawa won the mua. I am Sisian Kwekum, nurses, teachers. Obi biara won't fi cronum or fi baby or course or yajuma or free cronum. Sent to Kwai Beko so aqua could da bang Boko for. Boko naba. Yen yina yenim say we asumdue hene anye said yesi na ope nemom awuwu ni kunkum ekoso no se ne fapem pa ye betimi di asie na eto atimi atwa kra eye dade IGP abako IGP aba bokoko na se IGP atu ni aba bedu boko na wase ye firi hoko na egusu kwaso dia na eyede ebiewu Ghana fo nyina pa chawo Ghana fo nyina sada o monsayem because adebechi bia o mo bete bo ko ne mai kura no na yenim se obi ewu wo ho sade chi o man Ghana mu asesi aye wo ho na sade chi na yete bo ko no nya medu ye ne yenim se nipa na ahwere ne nkwa enkosi daben na bibi biara de santo kwa yiba se ekunkum iguso kwaso a mo bewie no na eye hwan na ekut dikode no eba kura mo de beye de yen eye chawpa yesremo boko Ghana nyina ne na no pe mo pa ma chawo no Ghana nyina such a huge farming community like Boko. Amoye farms akasiemu. Mu ye investors. Mu ye omo di sika beba be hyem nieme mu nu bai mu. Ewo Boko na ma mu sika. Na adeche ye ko obi. Adeche ye bo obi tuo. Adeche ye obi sei. Investor ben. Foreign investor ben. Ana sa mfoni ye twagu yi ebeba so baba ye yesre yembu nkotodwa ye bebu o bokofo yesre mo ye pamo chawu eye de srade ye pamo chawu akunkum ene awuwo menteme ho ase entokwa yasremu Boko yabum yapamo chew
yɛsrɛ mo ano ɔdene yɛnya yɛwɔ this side nankasa kora no sɛ sɛ ade kyiɛ bia ne yɛyam hyehye yɛn wɔde yɛkɔ so wɔ bɔko yɛsrɛ ɛyɛ kyɛw pa ɛyɛ kyɛw pa ne yɛde ma bɔkofoɔ awuwawuwo ne yɛ ntokwa ne yɛ ɛtuntwa why asɛm biara ne hɔ a yɛde sekan ka asɛm mmaaye ne yɛaka sɛ momfa sekan mmra ne yɛmfa ntwitwa sɛdeɛ asɛm ne tie biara mpanimfoɔ bɔko na aba mpanimfoɔ upper east mpanimfoɔ ɔman ghana mpanimfoɔ asɔfoɔ imams chief imam of ghana monkɔ bɔko na deɛ ɛkɔ so wɔ no ano ɔden dodo ɛboro so anɔpa mewura ho yie paa mewura ho yie wɔ neɛ ɛkɔ so wɔ bɔko ɛyɛ upper east region wɔ man ghana mu a abusua yɛmfa bɔkɔ asɛm no ntoa na yɛnto adwumadie no so menim sɛ nyankopɔn bɛhwɛ yɛn ɔbɛma asomdwe aba bɔkɔ na wɔtwe yɛwie yɛ ana His Excellency the President of the Republic John Dramani Mahama ne ɛyɛ the Agric Minister Honorable Eric Opoku apaw dwumadie kama ho ɛwɔ tɛkyiman na ɛyɛ Feed Ghana ɛkwan yɛ ɔman Ghana bɛtumi afa so na yɛdua yɛ nnuane nea yɛnya yɛbɛyɛ wɔ kurom a yɛtumi yɛdi ama yɛn ho atumi atɔ yɛn na His Excellency kasa no ɔka sɛ wonim sɛ ɔman Ghana ha afe biara yɛuse over $400 million ana de kra ɛyɛ dead chicken importation of dead chicken me de saa na me frɛ no nkokɔ a ɛwuo deda ne yɛnim ne yɛku wɔm sɛ yɛ nkokɔ yadeɛ sɛ yɛ den yɛde over $400 million per annum nkokɔ a yɛhwi no wɔ kurom ano no ane yɛde kraba eti saa bɛyi deɛ Feed Ghana no nkokɔ nketenkete wɔm wɔbɛbɔ wɔde adi sika ama poultry farmers ɛne ankorankora a wɔn yɛ poultry enyuma yi bi wɔn nyɛ bi da kora yɛbɛsɔ wɔn ase no yɛbɛkyerɛkyerɛ wɔn na sɛ ntumi enye mfiri hɔ koraa no a sika yɛde kra this dead chicken no ɛso etumi ate na aba fam yɛnkɔ ne yɛnkɔ hwɛ His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wɔbɛrɛ na wɔkasa ɛwɔ dwumadie n'asɛmra.
Industry revitalization, which is popularly called the strategic umbrella under which all agricultural projects and interventions will be executed. It is anchored on deliberate actions to increase food production, promote modern farm practices, strengthen infrastructure, and develop agro-industrial zones across the length and breadth of Ghana. We're going to encourage not only households and communities to grow vegetables like tomatoes, pepper, garden eggs, and thereby reducing household food costs and increasing self-reliance, but we're also going to encourage institutions such as senior high schools with available lands to be supported to venture into crop production and livestock farming. And so all our schools that have land available, you are going to use some of that land for agricultural purposes. You grow vegetables to improve the food of the students in their kitchen. You have cows, goats, sheep, so that you can provide meats for our children in school. This will complement the school feeding program and encourage students to view agriculture as a viable.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ana eye wakasa no na wɔkyerɛ sɛ sabre deɛ wɔn de feeding program Feed Ghana program yɛ de aba ɛde ba bɛboa no ɔman Ghana nnuane adɔso nnuane abu so yɛnya bi kura kra de amaaman na bibi biara timi akɔyie wɔ yɛ nnuane sɛm mu na ɛno no schoolfoɔ ebi bɛkɔ hɔ prisons ebi bɛkɔ hɔ households ɔmo bɛwurawura fiefie mu asase bi da ɔnkye yɛ dua biribi dua bayerɛ dua bankye dua bɔdeɛ dua biribi ebɛtumi anyini na wɔwɔ atwadi na ɔman yi mu nnuane sɛm bibi bia bɛtumi ayɛ bɔkɔɔ na ɛnkɔba ne sɛ ebedu baabi na gye sɛ yɛnyɛ kra nnuane de bɔ ɔman Ghana mu a asase yantam asase fɛfɛɛfɛ lɔɔre kwan so kora wodua buru ebɛfifie yɛsi dan na yɛkyere kɔm yɛsi dan ana yɛ nnuane boɔ etimi yɛ den wɔ ɔman Ghana mu ha wɔnka ne sɛ ne wate aseɛ ɛno nti the honourable minister for agric and food honourable Eric Opoku food and agriculture wɔkasai wɔsi afie yi aban no ɛba bɛfa 5,000 unemployed agriculture extension officers na ɔmatumi aboa akuafoɔ ɛwɔ mu nnwuma a wɔn di ɛwɔ kuayɔ mu yɛnhwɛ honourable Eric Opoku mmra wɔbra na ɔkasa asɛm no.
Agricultural colleges, veterinary schools, agriculture home in the if in 2015, ever seen that, and the running in area of here, young farm will be out and over here 2015 of here, over here 2016, ever seen 2025, only out of here, young farm will be out. Ghana also, extension officers are even on our platform. Actually, a platform in the and what country said to the same. I'm paying yes, you can with the trouble country, the big fat no more and you are. Government when you don't have money, Mama said, of what kind of Australian send me. Now she shot one Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Yadiabu from me, Yane National Service, I let you say. So some Parana Tiff getting in our you don't follow what you want to 2015. Ní afa 2064 yẹbẹ fún akọkọ mako ẹnkúnú ẹyẹ 5,000 sáà nípa 5,000 no ẹnmẹni yẹ ẹbí bùsùnmí nsọ no na yẹ bọ mi nyinaa agu national service scheme no so na yẹ bọ mi bùsùn a yẹ create space ẹwọ public service no na yẹ bia ọmú bẹ mu nkakra nti nfie bẹyẹ na ọmọ ẹni national service ni bẹ yẹ no. Security upon Nigeria, that's any country, Ubia, our country, Ruswa, Nigeria, now almost so actually Ama, or my also Apple. So, the country, they have any say, Omo never call, Phil, Apple Bois, Phil Ghana, Sophia, and I hear of Mama Baba Wow, says Suku, and you hear Mama Baba Bois, says Sophia, and the year from Baba Bois, and the Abamu agriculture in Viano, and Kabwa, Ama, and also so.
Eti Honorable Eric Opoku wɔbro kasa o feed Ghana dwumadi akɔ so wɔtachiman na wɔtwe awie na ne nsɛm wɔde kana no agriculture extension officers yi a wɔma wie school from 2015 abɛpem this time around bebree na atifie no sabe di aban ne ba bɛfa 5,000 adwumam nti afuo bi a woyɛ wɔ fie wo afuo a woyɛ ba bi a woyɛ ombetimi abɛbɛboa na nnɔbɛyɛ a wodua na timi ayɛ kama no ɔmo bɛba na deɛ baako a ɛyɛ mi hu a ɔno abɔ kaeɛ no mepɛ sɛ yɛnya yɛmfa yaso ɛntie mmra wɔbrɛ ɔka sɛ in the year 2018 under his excellency the former president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ɛne Alhaji Bawumia in the NPP government no in the year 2018 Ghana ɛkɔbɔɔ aburo ɛne ɛmo besia to a tune of 27,000 tons. Sesi eko waso mo joma de ye hwemra na yeni hu nkomo
ase omusi Ghana ye do mo ka eburo ene mo a eye 27,000 tons into almost say ye 2018 ye fa omade emra o ombani meja wa na masre etu ase da say yes that feed Ghana omo ma wa se ba ko pe ye wa bi tia omo ka eburo no ama omo hwan de ato Jabusiafo, and yet they can see the Magana Manina. As I said, Obia, I didn't know Jim. And you are Chai, kasa ekoma ba wa bra beti ni BBC from kakra na won so wadidi mo ma yen nyina yen ka mo a party so bia nim ekom onim MPP onim NDC onim obi a oba dia ne dia bia ye ka mo na ye ya e be ye Ghana mabanyi say odamase ya me sham
enti honorable Ekopoko say aye ECOWAS for omoje ebroni emu bisia a Ghana be boy 2018 under Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo near Alhaji Bawumia up to 27,000 tons of rice and maize emoni ebro Ghana bo bisia Ghana bo sika bisia ma 2018 yesi ekomo de yen Ghana sasi yesi ekomo de yen ntino ebro ene emu bisia na yabo 2018 ECOWAS omoje omade aniwu sa wotin nsem bi se ya na wanhwe ne ye nsem a wo beka de adi akire no enkoyie Ghana kwaji ebro ne emu bisia enye sika o enye sika se de ya gi sika bisia boss no da bi ya free sika besiam agi ebro ne emu bisia 27,000 tons woman timi anfa nko me no ka say ECOWAS ejo se Ghana se sa eburo ne emo besi a mo beji se komo demo etimo de kono makwa di no ebra so mo fembra ne yenya bi so fem obi o man Ghana ebo eburo ne emo besi a me ka kire one 2018 ya sorry ne betina ha be kasa enye sabi wo bi na so obi kutupa o dabi ayede ye hunu ayede ye tie die beboa ye be kwa ahoma ne so ne ani eye Edward Carey oye former GAU eye General Secretary eye General Agricultural Workers Union of Ghana wono no ye former eye General Secretary di mamo ye kwa ahoma ne so na fe ye ni nkobo Mr. Carey, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
The patrona on what to say no pay.
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm also doing very well.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the issue of the Feed Ghana initiative, how would the initiative help the agriculture sector?
Yeah. Good morning once more. Let me admit that I felt I was very sad, very very sad. I mean, including this morning until I hear your voice. I'm lightening up. So please, you have played a role in my life today. You may not know, but I believe you do same to many other listeners. You know, your commentary runs around and about these 27,000 tons of food we have borrowed and we have not paid and stuff. It's sad. It's very sad. But I believe I'll come to that. But then,
okay,
let's look at the Feed Ghana program.
Okay.
Certainly, government had no choice. It has no choice than to come out with a program to address the challenges in agriculture, because there's no alternative to food. Not at all. Either at the individual level, at the family level, or at the national level.
Okay.
And at the national level, it's even worse in the sense that, but for imports, this country would have experienced famine. You know, the people of this country would have died of hunger, but for imports into this country. And you can see that from one foodstuff to another, we have spent hundreds of millions of dollars to import.
Okay.
So if you look at agriculture, why do we need to spend over 400 million to import? Look, we have been importing things that we should import. Even palm oil, we import some from Togo. Even mangoes, we import them some from Burkina Faso. Look, so our food situation in this country, our agriculture, the state of agriculture, is so poor that if sometimes you want to raise them, you'll be seen like you are an alarmist. But that is the reality. So I pity government today, but even in the midst of the pity that I have for government is still trying to do something to recover agriculture because there's no alternative. So the program for that government has launched, that is the feed gas program, must come on. And we must all work to make sure that it is successful.
Okay.
Because, so it's a laudable program.
Okay. So, Mr. Carey, what role would the private sector play in this Feed Ghana program?
You see, if you take agriculture,
yes,
largely it is a private sector activity.
Okay.
And you can break it down from the individual farmers who go onto their farms on their own. They are not paid at the end of the month. They are not giving money, and yet they go on farm because they must survive. So it's largely a private sector. That it is also a private sector that government must have interest in it. Because if anything goes wrong in agriculture, it leads to so many problems for the nation.
Okay.
It will raise poverty levels will come up. People will lack incomes. Health situation will go bad. People will migrate in search of food. And then it will just disrupt social and economic life. In fact, if agriculture is not doing well, we will not have the raw materials for industrialization. You see, and everything will go bad. So in that respect, you can see that government must do something, must support the private sector, that is the farmers, to produce. Because in this case, when they produce, you can't hide food. Because food is bulky. You must eat what you want, and then the rest you send it to the market. So when government supports the private sector, that is the farmers to produce, at the end of the day, they are supporting the general public. And that is the duty of government to take a public interest very high and allow individuals to go about with their private interest, which should not conflict with the public interest.
Okay.
So if you are an individual and you have your private interest, so long as it does not conflict with public interest, you can go ahead with it. So that is where government cannot stay away from it, because if people are poor, government must make sure that they are able to feed. But people do not have incomes. It is in the interest, that's the role of government, to make sure that people's standard of living is improved. People get employment and people get food, and then there's raw materials for our industrialization program.
Okay, Mr. Carey, as former General Secretary for Ghana General Agricultural Workers Union, how would the project ensure fiscal discipline and, of course, governance transparency?
Well, what I've experienced over the years is that it seems Ghana lack managerial skills. And managerial skills arises when you have to implement policies. So when it comes to the implementation of this program, that is where the bigger challenge comes in. Because very few people can draw up a policy.
Okay.
But when it comes to implementation, it involves other stakeholders who did not actually be needed at the time of drawing the policy. But their involvement is critical. then the question you ask that is at the heart of everything. That how do we ensure discipline? Of course, we just need to change our attitude because you cannot take state resources, charge people, pay people for them to ensure that those state resources reach a certain target group and it does not reach.
Okay.
And our immediate past has shown us that this is what we did with state resources. Nearly 4 billion Ghana cedis was spent on planting for food and jobs. And we, within the period from 2017 to 2024, we challenged so many things. The government went on pushing figures. And we said figures do not bring food to people's table. What we want is the practicalities of it. Look, and that's where I became sad when I heard from the minister that 7,000 metric tons of food we still owe. And that we borrowed this one in 2018. Meanwhile, in 2021, State of the Nation address, which came on the 5th of January 2021.
Yes.
His Excellency, the President, by then, told us that our maize production for 2020, which was in the COVID year, had gone up by 110%. 110%. Rice production had gone up by 48%.
Okay.
Yet, if we have that excess of food production, why didn't we pay our debt? We challenged those figures because a few months after January, that is around March, April, there was no news. That marked the significant collapse of the poultry industry in Ghana in 2021 because there was no maize. By April, there was no maize at all in the system.
Okay.
So that's where today, since 2018,
yes,
we borrowed it. We have been saying that the program went on well, it succeeded, and yet we have not paid this. So this is where, I mean, that unfortunately, I won't say it's unfortunate, the people who caused that are still around. So they should be called to answer those questions.
Very well, Mr. Carey. Thanks very much for your time this morning. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Mr. Edward Carey, a former General Secretary, the General Agricultural Workers Union of Ghana, and Yanini Din Komo, Edifa Feed Ghana and Send Sem Ya, Eguswa El Kohuni, and Oche, Ocean Commoners and Ose, Nukreni, Minsemo and America, and Opeya, say in the year 2018, Oman Ghana, ECOWAS, ECOBO, Eburo, any Emo, Bosia, 27,000 tons. Eburo ni Emo, na komode yen. Nanso, ye babe du anim 2021 mu ho no, figures bi a MBP aban yi de ba ye ne say, oh, eburo akoso 48%, emo akoso ahi percent. Nanso ye ntimi enya eburo ni mu ankwankotia ebosia yakobo de afiri ECOWAS ho. Se ebedu 2021 na ye nuane nsema ye yie saade a na ye buru aba na ye mu aba de a aden na bosia ye koji ni wo ECOWAS the year 2018 say come de Ghana enti Ghana ehia mo ene eburo Ghana 27,000 tons ana 2018 ya koji de ba Ghana free ECOWAS ya se ye eje ene ya me ne wo de ka se ya ye dan Ghana for de ding ECOWAS for kuta Ghana for pechi say buro besia ene ye mo besia omo je oma de abushi higher power 97.9 FM live on TBS Rise Dwabo Ase nie ye de somo anopai kama sabe de ye be modern na fe ya bawuram na ye di enkomo ye ne Madam Daitisa Ampofo the class of friend Madam Timebomb. Let's talk educational consult for Atenase. Madam Timebomb me mo akwaba. Good
morning. You look good in blue.
Thank you.
All right, so good morning to Ima, our honorable producer who wants to make things. Ima, and fine. Good morning to everybody. Oh, Shahena and pay Bibiara, or retain and pay on power, TVXYZ and on radio power 97.9 FM. And a paying check is saying, all parents who are doing the watching. In check is saying, Reverend Finakoma Charles Ampofo, and you know, Mrs. Edith Ampofo. Mamincha me grandmother or Reverend Susanna Miss Arthur. Namincha Baswe was your queen. A beautiful good morning to SST. Good. Onyegana Chechofina. Let's talk educational consulting Yatinasi or from a dietessa Ampofo, aka Madam Time Bomb. What do Mondays are Padama? In your day as education and he has a bro. Education was the end to me in court night in January. Let's talk educational consultation on estate. Yeah, Ben Lejokuku Municipal Assembly, on the Mango Street, 5 houses away from the Municipal Assembly. When I from our ways or 6 months to 6 years, and I yet to one. Now, here's one to Zori and INDEC educational program. Now, here's a training one more by a very independent at a very early age. Ningina here or Sunday say dema. It means that in a future no here's a result. And it's been a while I busy in Como on TV do on your radio do. And I pay my main care about a day. My family wa makwana na warm makwana war befie mupocho. Yenche yenwe ni anyone in all that we have to do no yen a pepe na yen calm one down and not yen prep one for next term. Let's Talk Educational Consult on Facebook, Instagram, on your LinkedIn, and for him on 0249 069821 0249 069821. For him and then yen in common. Na anepe meze in komoka crabby and a miserable. And it's important that we all listen to it. About back with him, good morning to you. Say a kade afraba here all aspect of development. There my honorable to hear washing blue on you woods in common bring who giddy or kagana semia. It means that we should ensure that afraba executive functioning skills and unina or juma. Na memfa wonko office na memfa wonko the executive line. It's all part of learning na obwa. Oyaza ye fi classroom. Now we had you also do it in the house for here number from and so that michwa juni jinado. It's a research that has been carried along West Africa, North Africa, onye abrochi baby. Wopede was a boy in more from one development. Now, by any end or let's talk. We try our best to do it with the kids, one way or the other. But then, no mean to me, we all need to know. Na ya boy any more from and about on it, na church of war for one is a film. Nana and pay yet in common from let's talk about executive functioning skills. Say you can't the mobile babies at the oyabade. You know here number from no so we're in they need certain things, certain skills to regulate one behavior. They need certain skills to achieve one goals. The must know when he has certain skills to perform their daily task and they will gain success at the end of the day. The main say I'm say if the child doesn't get it now, not one more kitchen. Now, since you woke up this morning and Ebetanasi, you planned.
Yes.
Yo. There in there by Ebeka day.
Yes.
Day.
Yes.
You looked at yourself and said, so
yes.
Your health. Check your brain.
Yeah.
Take a coffee and not TB kakra and a pay.
Yes.
Now that is your brain functioning and putting things in place. Unfortunately, our kids today are not planning. They wake up in the morning, they do their own thing, and then they are off to go. But self-control, organization, task initiative, planning, time management, which is a big problem for us.
Yes.
Or abrabo.
Yeah.
And it's about time as parents and teachers, a bit intentional with it. When you take 10 kids between the ages of 10 to 15 years, you have only 2 of them who can tell you that this is what I want to do for the day. Another for the next 2 days.
Yes.
Make at the time na yeko school no. Even if we have a timetable, our teachers will tell us the here timetable with you, right? And then when you go home, your parents will want to know wangasa timetable. Even on the weekends, how they want you to learn another.
But these days, because of gadgets and other things, one my nyama is in it, and they will tell you, oh, it's on my phone. Will you remember? Oh, my alarm will remind me. Oh, this will do this. But they are losing it. Now, when you come to Ghana, never any junior high school students to senior high school students, ask them that what's the plan for the next 1 week. They'll tell you, hey, 1 week.
Only plan.
I don't know each other like on planning. Then you ask, what about today? Do you have any plans for today? I'll go to school. Because school, I'm never back, and then what? So I'll come to the house, eat, and then watch some videos and sleep. That's all. And so we need to be a bit worried and scared because when this exposure is given them, you have a 7-year-old who can boldly tell you that today I want to do this. Wednesday day na even if they are not telling you much, they will tell you about your school in Yama. So we are drawing our attention to the kids there. It's important we bring these executive functional skills in play for them. Or maybe said them teaching in school, what can I do to draw more from our attention? I know that your time you are scheduled for here learning in the class. So we have first lesson, second lesson, we have a break in there and all that. But there are activities we can do beyond the classroom. And so we can have some days that will be fun. And some of these days we can mark on the clock and then indicate, oh, maybe I'm 20 minutes to do this. What can we do out of that 20 minutes? Oh, may art work a day, may them art work, may day. Another, even if it's an artwork that you are doing, how will you plan it? What is the time management with it? Then you start from there. Now, out of all this, there is the need for us to look at your brain development, planning and all that. So maybe said, what is it about? It's about processing information. It's about making decisions. It's about controlling your body functions. The main number from one development and OCP, OCTA. And so if you are listening this morning and you don't know what executive functioning is and what your kids are losing now, these days, our kids are avoiding what we call time management. They are not organizing. They are not regulating their emotions because social media is pushing. Or between social media or post a video when your likes are wire, when your likes are. I mean, they go all the way to do things to the extent that sabio tafacho pedo yinater or pedo or monater bikakaba do pedo or show off BB just to get likes, and all these things are part of emotional development. On China EU, what about those who are wearing full gear and doing stuff and still getting likes? And so the influence they are getting is way out. And our kids are thinking that social media is life now. And so also enough funny phone and you know that you can be lost out on social media. More than 4 or 5 hours or call. You didn't plan anything and it's gone. And that time you won't get it back. And you see, we sit down and we say that why is it that the other world is developing more than us? So this phone has come to take our part. First, Nanka, you know that say kobo pillow and your mommy will call you at a particular time to go and do something. Your homework. So you plan towards it. So we were planning towards Inyamabi, even preparing the shoes and other stuff we will wear for certain occasions. But these things just don't end there. They carry on to our various lives. So if paying be a sebio or find it difficult to plan their life, or what to do for the next day, then you should know that these executive function skills were not prepped for that opinion. So since we are losing out, and we are chasing the world at the moment, to be no can the gap is like this. Even if best now you push from this is how the gap will be. We'll still be chasing them. And if these little things are what they are say, then we have a long way to go.
They will be lost.
We are lost. We are finding ourselves.
The last time a colleague of mine or UK, or beside say, let's talk educational consultant or Taiti Yempa. No, we just say, or not in the eating in our UK, wait a minute in the bar bremo, in the bar usa. You see, it's beautiful that we think about that. Yes, we do admit kids only when they have people here who will take care of them and bring them to school. Because we don't run boarding facility. And from 6 months to 6 years, whether we like it or not, if they are coming in to learn and all these skills there's an aspect of us as development when it comes to kids. A parent's connection with a child cannot be taken away from it, Afraba.
There is the need for that bond. There is the need for that relationship. There is the need for that respect. There is the need. Africans, we have this thing we call spiritual development and all that. And we believe that. And so, and not a concept where you boarding facility for these little ones where they can come. Maybe beyond 6, with which we are planning with the administration to see, then we can go further and work on that. But for these little ones who need both school and home to develop, there is the need for the parents. It's important from a boarding house from 6 months to 6 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, Dama Mikeno, please, whether we like it or not, there is the need for these executive functioning skills. Time management, kakra. Principles, kakra. Planning kakra as in Yamabegu came mama afrabano. Now we're completing the task kakra, and then we ensure that working memory is pushed out there. Flexibility, attention, tax initiative is all done. Echo baby no will be a question because we don't have any question. Nothing initiated and mpocho. Let's work on that for them. Make a be unable to my friend on 0249 069821 0249 069821. Teacher training, guidance and counseling for parents. Our doors are open. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Na from Anibra, na yen shwan in far immo.
Okay, Madam Dieter Sam, Madam Taibo. Yedasi.
Thank you.
Okay. It's a higher power 97.9 FM. I feel live on TV SYZ. Dwabo Ase Jumedie. Ana Yeguso. Aye, there's some more anopay. Kama. Medin the NK Obin Paul. Mini a PSO cra. Ana Jumedie yet naso anopay na ye nemo eguso aye din komo. Sabre die health alert for aba. Almost ye ne. Enro a ma park de ba. Ya de we bi aba betena so na ye krankro. Iba cho. Bo modern na jebre bi wasum fa phone na ba bi ebeba na frɛ na kɔ bo modern na fe wa ye o yare bi a ye krankro aba betena so no entimi emwa na health alert for mo yin frɛ mo obani mo akwa ba
mpacha mejo so
na mpom te sɛn
nyame adomboko
ye de nyankopɔn sɛ ne health alert for then dawuro na mugusun body kyerɛ o man Ghana for
mpacha medase bebre na me fa sa konyo na me nche watie for na main science so am a little bit correction.
Okay.
And yeah, health alert.
Okay.
You may hack healthcare.
Hack
healthcare.
Okay.
I the Haxa capsules and mixture.
Abba. Okay. Hack healthcare.
Okay. And the Haxa capsules and mixture. The Abadraman so na nyina no ye kan akosi osa.
Okay.
Na aduro no dia dwumadie ye pa na osa. Apart from osa na say Arabia bio. Say me bi onom na say unya or responsible or yare bi ho de and the bonus ma ni mo de enim de say only us ape enesa
obi us na di 10 years 15 years hackster mission in the capsule say betima sa
mpacha wane e betimi ayi afri ho kra ni mom ni nyina
no be no bottle ba ko ana mienu ana ni capsule say no be no
mpacha me dase nti na ye de set na ba no
okay
nti ye na ye wo TV so no e be hu say na set na nti radio so for no 2 bottles you saw the end because yenom you saw the no and the capsules ni nyina na bom
okay
ye number akonja ba ko it you saw the no obeto mienu bottle no mienu you saw the no mienu na capsules no wato ba ko e de aka ho eno ne first set nti obi a ne de ache pa no at least set no no wi awsan koto bi so otumi nom set no to so at least 2-3 months ho beto wa wo de na ache be 10 years 15 years na wo de ne da so wo ho ne de onom set no to aso ekwa animu kakra ni mo ani gise mo se o start se wo no madu na ho sesa ye sani a wo de ni years dodo bi a di bia ni mo anse nipadua na obi an ne body reaction se ono madu a sani a nipadua na besi aya afa nti obi wo ho no ma ono ma e bia ne de ne kwa ndu 2 months 3 months na America no e bia ne de na chepa na de ane de no de enya ndu sampempe so e bia ne de ne 1 year e bi so kra de less than a year wo de ne hiansa bottle no be no ma to aso be 3 times bibia be fine na san American kan sani awo symptoms city and sani condition city bia ne de unya de Haxa capsules no mesha ne kan ho ko ade osa ne de e be firi ho akọ
no matter the years edi
kwan
be na be fa so obehu se wo osa
kwan ya be fa so ade be hu osa ne ye se medical kan koso so na ansa ma kan ho asa na koso so na ya na ye woni ma mienu de bia me ba me kan ho asa na nso me sin esi so bio de environment na ye wo mo no say you unclean environment ye environment ni ya wo mo wa etumi tena environment no e bi te say cholera de bia ye kan ho asem no typhoid na H pylori na ye osa mo wa a yenya efiri aduane a yedi ana nsu a yanom a yɛ contaminated sɛ yɛkasa bi yɛ contaminated a kyerɛ sɛ aduane na wadi no ana nsuo na wanom ana bibi do de ko nipadua sɛbio momfa nkyɛm w'anim anɔpa yi obi agya nan anaasɛ obi dwonso a nipa no ɛwɔ saa mmoa no bi wɔ nipadua no mu ɛna afa saa kwan no so abɛwura aduane na nsuo na wodi no mu ba wo ankasa no deɛ w'ani ho na aba bɛtena nipadua na ɛba nso a yɛwɔ stomach lining no ɛna ɛkɔ afei ɔmo bɔno ntokuro saa nso na yɛwɔ certain painkillers bi nso wɔ hɔ nom a yɛnom a nso tum kɔfa ba yɛtwa no tiawa NSAIDs ɛno no ɛyɛ painkillers na ahodoɔ na mmom yi saa category na yɛfrɛ no NSAIDs no ɛno no yɛ deɛ onom a ɛma wo yɛfunu no mu no yɛfrɛ bi mucus no sɛ na atwi mu mɛka a yɛbɛte ase no yɛ amaman ɛno yɛ deɛ ɛbɔ yɛfunu no ho ban ɛde sɛ ɛbɔ yɛfunu no ho ban saa na ɛma wo acid no ayɛkyerɛ sɛ acid na ɛyɛ ma aduane berɛ a wodidi awie no aduane astart sɛ digest na yɛ acid na ɛdi sɛ adwuma no nti berɛ a wastart sɛ wadidi awie na acid no yɛ adwuma no yɛsan wɔ mucus na yɛsan bɔ yɛfunu no ho ban sɛ acid no mbɛyɛ bebree wɔ yɛfunu no mu sɛ yɛfunu no acid no bɛyɛ bebree a ɛde kuru no ɛba nti yɛfrɛ bi prostaglandin no yɛ hormones a ɛproduce mucus na amaman no nti berɛ a wɔnom saa painkiller no ɛntumi ɛmma prostaglandin no ɛmproduce more mucus ɛntumi ɛmma mucus no mbɛyɛ bebree ɛba saa na ɛma mucus no ana amaman no na hoɔden so te nti ɛbɛma acid no ɛbɛyɛ bebree ɛwɔ yɛfunu no mu afei na ɛde kuro no yaw no anaasɛ kuro no ɛde aba wɔ yɛfunu no mu ɛna yɛwɔ san so ɛwɔ certain risk factors stress obi a ɔstress biara na ne nasɛm hoɔden na asa adwendwena bɛtɔ no so biara no yɛgye to mu sɛ berɛ a wɔ stress no yɛwɔ certain hormones na release yɛfrɛ no cortisol ɛno saa hormones no release wɔ nipadua no mu a ɛma immune system yɛ weak nti ɛba saa no mmoa nso yɛbɛtumi awura nipadua no mu no ɛnya saa ahoɔden no tumi wura at the same time ɛma wɔ acid production no ɛna yɛsan so ɛwɔ sɛ obi a ɔsmoke smoking no yɛwɔ ne hormones a nso release berɛ a saa hormones no nso release ɛkɔ nipadua ɛma wɔ acid production no ɛbɛyɛ bebree ɛna obi nso so wɔ hɔ nom a ayɛ a na ɔnom alcohol ɛde saa nneɛma wo ni ahodoɔ nyinaa na ɛyɛ na ɛproduce more ɛma wɔ acid production anaasɛ acid na ɛyɛ ma aduane ɛbɛyɛ bebree na acid nso bɛyɛ bebree wɔ yɛfunu no mu deɛ a ɛha adwen ayɛ na bebree adwene sɛ ebi a ɛyɛ ulcer ɛna de ulcer na ɛyɛ fasting ɛna ayɛ ɛde ba ɛwɔ mu saa na mmom yɛntumi nka sɛ ɛna ɛyɛ main cause so no mɛka sɛ ɛno no kan risk factors no ho
na ulcer yarewa no ɛyɛ funu mu nko na ɛtɔ anaa
daabi ɛtumi ɛtɔ wo menem baabi a ɔmmena aduane esophagus no ɛtumi tɔ hɔ nom ɛna ɛsan so tɔ yɛfunu no mu ankasa ɛna ɛsan so tɔ wo nsono nketewa no mu duodenal yɛfrɛ no duodenal ulcer nti peptic ulcer no yɛde ɛtɔ yɛfunu mu no atɔ wo nsono no mu ɛna duodenal ulcer no ɛna asan esophagus ɛna meka sɛ ɛtɔ wo esophagus no then the gastric ulcer na ankasa itself that is stomach ulcer no see these are the types
nti sɛ atɔ wo yɛfunu mu atɔ minim atɔ wo nsono nketewa yi bi mu baabi a atɔ no ɛyɛ Haxta mixture ɛne ne capsules ɛna ɛbɛtumi asɔve saa
hɔ no nyinaa nti sɛnea ɔsa no deɛ asi ayɛ biara deɛ waduru a wobɛhi a ɛbɛtumi agye wɔ ɛne yɛ Haxta capsules no mixture no ɛde yɛ back to question a wobisa sɛ obi wɔ ɔsa wɔbɛyɛ dɛn na
ɛhono
sometimes no bi yɛ sɛ wafunu ankasa mu no ayɛ mframa gyina woyam woyam no ɛyɛ kapu nti wonya ndidiɛ koraa womfele sɛ kɔmedɛw obi nso kura didi wia na ne ho kyere no because of say nka ofie aduane because any na yafunu mu asia yakapu afa no na yafunu mu ankasa so ye ne ya obi won ma aya ote yaw bra onya didi ye komede no obi nso kura didi wia ya na osan te yaw obi ne bofuna ne bo ankasa efono no afa nso didi wia na aduane ne gyina ne bo obi nso kura de ya na ne bo ano ankasa se ne hyehye no na chibra mo na ankasa no eye ne ya eti ekobasa na ya ne complications ebi yɛ ebi etumi ema ukɔ agyanan so a homogya ɛwɔ agyanan mu wanom kokɔ aduro bi a nanso still ho agyanan na ɛkyerɛ sɛ homogya wɔ ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɛmoawa no bi ɛna akɔ so anaasɛ ɔsa no bi ɛna ɛwɔ nipadua no mu ntina ma ɛkɔba ɛbasa no anaasɛ perforation a ɛbɛkɔ so moa no tumi bɔno ntokuro oyɛfunu onsono no mu ɛbasa nkwaje sɛ ɛyɛ wo sɛ adwiri mpo etwitwa wo nso no si ani ansa na watumi atena sɛ nyɛ saa obi because minimum obi a menene di nkɔmɔ na ɔka sɛ na ɔfa bi a owu yɛ due to ulcer went because ne deɛ no perforation ne ɛbaɛ ɛkyɛ sɛ mmoa no bɔno ntokuro nti kɔ twitwa ne nso no esisi ani later na yɛsan yɛ no na antumi anyɛ bio nti na ulcer no sɛ ɛbaɛ na bɔdɔ na adwene sɛ ulcer deɛ ntumi nkom ulcer tumi kom because yare bi ɛba nipaduam bi a no tumi kom titiri sɛ mmoa wampo na ɛde baɛ a ɛtumi kom sɛ wanso ano ntɛma ɛno nti na Haxta capsules no mehyɛ no abase obi betumi agye aduru bi anoma yɛbɛboa na ma na nya pomoden sonko na yɛka ɛyɛ numbers ne yɛ ade ho hia kɛse
ɛna ka me ba on sɛ obi pe bi ato
good
na wɔkɔ no nso ade ahyɛnsodeɛ na ɛwɔ ho obehu sɛ wei deɛ nyɛ manfrafoɔ bi na akɔfa begum wei yɛ hackshaw misa ne capsules a me hu ne sɛ yɛ ka ho asɛm ne ni ɛfa na obenya bi atɔ na den na ɔnhyɛ ne nso
mpacha me dase the sense ɔkɔ pharmacy bia na sɛ herbal shop bia organ obenya bi na sɛ ɔkɔ nso so a ɛho afɔ so ne yɛ wɔ TV so ne deɛ nim sɛ ne ahofa so no esitie ɛti radio so for sɛ na me describe no yɛ sɛ ɛhyɛ box green mu
okay
ayɛ atwere ɔsa atamfo ɛde agu ho kɛseɛ paa ha sei na esitie nti TV so for no mpacha sɛ wokɔ akɔtɔ a hunu ne sei ɛna radio so no nti yɛfun kuro nso so ɛda ho ɛna ɛhyɛ box green mu fɛfɛɛfɛ ɛna yɛatwere haksa mesha ne capsules no so agu nti capsules no so enso sei na enso so esi ɛteɛ nti yɛn no TV so no yɛhwɛ ne sei na esitie then na enso hyɛ box green mu saa ɛna FDA nso agye atom
okay
FDA agye atom a ɔde
fa number no to jama
numbers no ɛyɛ 0240 0240 238310 0240 238310 anaasɛ 0203 822 855 0203 822 855 na negi something say delivery so ko baabi a nti bia wakɔ baabi a aduru no wonya bia ɛne bi wɔ no no person try say obɛma wadu foforo ba cho mempene so try aso benya haksa capsules no mesha no nti numbers no fry be delivery no de ama wo abrochi kra ye delivery no so de ba ma wonya bi no ma ho etumi etɔ wie nti numbers na obɛfrɛ then na ye de na open do so to the same numbers na na obɛfrɛ ukɔ AMS atakra de obenya bi o de ne heba okuma so benya bi o kenso okay heba occasion dragly na repass heba occasion dragly ukɔ sa me ahodo we nyina na ene heba shop bi organ bi anso kwa edunu benya bi ato nti numbers na 0240 0240 238310 0240 238310 and answer 0203 822 855 0203 822 855 nyame adma da sene ye besan ehia bi na ye no edi nkomo
okay me that's of any enti ye hacker me safo ana sabe de wote omonka wo mo de ye hacker me sa ene ne capsules aba osa ya de wankwa na etete wo de abomoden na pharmacy shop bi atweben no na mo emwa I Power 97.9 FM live on TVSYZ live on Facebook Power 979 FM TVSYZ Ghana on YouTube here XYZ broadcasting me di en covering pon me ni eyemini PSU kra ana ti dwumadi so anopa na ye de Dwabo Ase esomo twen men ko ba bia ye dane ye ho aba na ato dwumadi ni so
Yɛkyerɛkyerɛ obi bia ɛna obi bia kwaba sonko kora abusua yare bɛn ɛna ɛha wɔ yare bɛn na ayɛ kwan kora wodi akyerɛkyerɛ a wonya ano yie ɛndeɛ tebrɛ na menka for Lion Age Clinic Ghana ɛmfama wo ahankoa ɛna abɛpie mu a yɛde bibiduro ɛsaw yareɛ ɛma wonya nsonsansobɔ ne bia abusua sɛ yarefoɔ ɛbɛpie mu ɛwɔ Lion Age Clinic Ghana Dr. Biodɔ ahodoaseɛ ne ahofama sonko kora ɛna ɛhwɛ yarefoɔ no ɛma ne ho tɔ no abusua sɛ woba bɛpie mu wɔ ha se ya yɛsa ɛnam yareɛ bi te sɛ syphilis gonorrhea candidiasis deɛ nipa dodoɔ no anim sɛ yɛfrɛ no white no yɛyɛ pabene ɛwom ɛwɔ ha se abusua woyɛ bɛrima wokɔ si n'anim a wontumi mmoa adwuma ɛmeɛ na ɔmo ɔpiafo ana Lion Age Clinic se bra na ɔmfa bibiduro ɛma wo nyina wo nan so sɛ bɛrima mapa sɛ wo nso so woyɛ ɔbaa anaasɛ awarefoɔ wopɛ ba wonyɛ bi moakyena aberɛ bra bɛpie mu ɛwɔ Lion Age Clinic Ghana na wobɛte abɔfra so ɛwɔ wo fie
adɔfo a wɔhwɛ me mosomfo kofinti ɛbɛyɛ kakra ne meyare a na meda hɔ madamfo bi baa me nkyɛn me introduce Lion Age Clinic Ghana ma me na metu anamɔ no mekɔɔyɛ ne mohwɛ me ɔmomɔ maduro ɛnɛ me ho atɔ me nti wo a wɔhwɛ me a w'ani daa so asa mekamfo Lion Age Clinic Ghana ma wo sɛ nso tu anamɔ bra na abɛnya wayaresa.
Assalamu alaikum, na zo nan ga asibiti ne amma ciwon da na zo da shi na ga an tiriti na samu sauki yasa duk wanda zai zo musulmi duka yi kokari ya zo nan wannan asibitin ga da zai samu sauki da saukin kuma kuɗi ba wani caji insha Allah da samu sauki.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Maxwell Aziz Mensah. I'm the founder and senior doctor of Lineage Clinic Ghana. Our mission is to provide you with exceptional herbal medicine treatment and holistic healthcare to all our patients. With our team of dedicated staff and innovative treatment, we are here to support you to becoming a healthier you. Thank you for trusting Lineage Clinic Ghana. Lineage Clinic Ghana, your #1 healthcare expert.
Yafem na kwa me taxi driver na enka na me sisi eso me sisi ama aka me na to na twetwe binya 3p garlic mixer no aboa me pa aduro ata miracle bi wo aduro no jese mafu no pra se di sia twini anka se me humi sisi so se me humi ani sisi o be ka se di bibi hye me so bi no ni na ye normal ni ti ni bi fi na ti no ti pa me sa ni desi ni aduro na anka se de nyankopon di ayi bi ahodi ti ma yi bi nya sam keto ana se we de me fro aka so na me fa hye me nkwa me
me de abe fa 3 years ana asemi gina wa me nemu si sinya se me kwa me dia no ko bia mu so much me duru aba 6 years ni o tema dia me ya ma di se ene me jana ta ya le nem ku me preko ene 4 days ana me koto 3 garlic mixture ni tema me kase yanku pe no yam se ende ya me no kase me wa to me a me din wa me ntia se
3p garlic mixture ubenya bi wo mamu pharmaceutical shops and herbal shops Fred Piwak e wo 02489288824 and 020100002.
If I shop na me shade o bag.
Bra ade enna so biem.
Na time ba me share me see ba queen why me ense.
Bra said the time about Mr. Esia Jimmy ni me fie for enya dia ba ko pe ebe so ye.
We dey do this o fa ni nyina.
Bra se me ka se me di time about Mr. ho adanse a. Riase nyina ebe te me nka. Enti se malaria wadra ni time about Mr.
Enya nu ko die na nu mato a wontimi eni die no. Wadra ni time about Mr. Edre enye ma oba wa fa afuro. Je wo ma akoda no fo. Enye akoda woni mfie dumienu. Ansa na obeto time about Mr. Edre bi no. Hwese wako hospital anasa lab am wo hu se wo atride malaria bi ansa.
Ayo se time me TIME. Time about Mr. Afi malaria fever bi adani ziba ewo mu no. Ebe tia. Ubenya bi ato ewo over the counter medicine sellers.
Any herbal shop to do na mu.
FDA agi edwadue nkratoi ato.
And you just some naba. Now some now in a TVXYZ. Yes, so turn home. Do your business. And now that we product TVXYZ. And you recambo. May I know what me to my turn home. Turn home. And paying a pabazi. A great opportunity. Yes, my young customers, clients. I am viewers now. Turn home. Never turn home is your business. Your products now. I bet you believe the TVXYZ viewers. What does papa? Shazana Taz. Naida Befre 0533-825870. Residubu 0533-825870. Mayenzin Komane Yambu not Tanwo. Another Butumaba XYZ Chena Himfia. You will so Abebresa Street. Brana Yambon Komo. Take them opportunity. Not Tanwo for XYZ marketing promo. Not together we make it happen. Tanwo with TVXYZ to do.
FM live on TVXYZ. A Dwabo Ase Jumedi and an open so Yatanase. Na yede eso mo kama midin the enke obren po ni PSC okra ani ati Jumedi so na power na yede so me etie for ani ahwefo nyina na open e ma wakwa ba bio sa fe no ajebre na waba be kan ho ade sabe the true word for atenase e ya pomudin ho nsem nko ana mo de dom yen sabre wo mu wiase opa na oyare true word be mama kwaba
ejo so hene
bibia bokode
nyankopon ne mo
enen so nde nsempa na mo wode dom oman Ghana.
All right, my young friend Chiasronko and my yashefo any TF4 Moshe Yena Muti and Sabri. True Word Pharmaceutical Company Limited and a mama and nano pensu any more dish and a biana and any da idikanya. wo hwɛ yɛn ana wo tie yɛn e wo sa platform we so a True What Pharmaceutical Company Limited eye Indian company kese a yaso ye no ewo India na ye no ne bi wo wiase afa na nyina ebi abedru Ghana hanom ama Food and Drugs Authority aye nhwehwemu ade afa ye no ho agye atomu se eye papa enti Ghana for emfam wo mo ho ban enu aye de abadwaman so no edoso ye breni so enti ye ntumi enkasa mfa ni nyina ho na mom yiwaso ye ntumi amo yare so a ye de enkasa ye ne ba wie ye de telephone numbers no ebetu dwane ya wie bia edu nya na watumi afre na woni yen asusu ho ana woni ye de ho nkomo edura ye bi kan kasa afa ho ene eye True What Vision Capsules. True What Vision Capsules no eye eni ho adwuma mepa cho mama yare wo hoi eya na eni yare nso eya nipadua na akwa nyina yen kane anyame de ama yen eye ye ni enti se wani no ehun tochima ewo se umani hia wo eduro ba kwa ebetimi abo wo eye True What Vision Capsules ye no ni nyina eye India hama ene yakeka bomu a ye de aye ye no yi mepacho ibia na wako hospital na doctor akacho se pressure bo wani no so ana wanya glaucoma mepacho uti hono ma na ayese wani no esu yo hene o pesa aye kokko na epru nsuo uda sori anopa na hwe lighter na wani no esu ayo ble ade benwa unhunu ade wo akire unhunu ye wo bi wo ho a ade san na esumadu no kra wo sa oha wo nyina eduro ba ko ebetimi aboa wo eye True What Vision Capsules eno ene wose oma onsaka na wani yare no etumi eboa wo ewa kwan hodo nyina eso afei obi a ete esi wani so ne broni ka ne cataract uyi obi a ete esi wani so a mepacho eduro ewo so hwe ne chi akwan eye True What Vision Capsules ete no efifi ani so a eboye nka ye efifi ketekete enkakran na eye kese kate wani ko hwa lens ni nyina so wonto na mo na wonpedu a dadi eba bedru mpempenso bi a ebe kate wani ko hwa lens ni nyina so entinya ade a wobetimi ehunu ade biem ama na yeye wo sa oha we nyina entwen emma wani no emfira Indian for do papa ewo dwaman so na ebeboa wo eye True What Vision Capsules mepacho uji True What Vision Capsules na aya kai na ji edru a eye powder ya ye friend True What stem cell no uji Vision Capsules na waje yedru na eye powder no so e de aka ho na enu atimi aboa wo afi yedru etoso mienu amekasa fa ho enano pai eye joint 40s ne eye adwuma ewo ye numpem ene ya poso mama awonam tutuo ewo so wonam nyina eye obete usisi yo ya ojo ho a enji etweba oto ase ebesiu nanse ne ye ka ne siatika yi mepacho obi a okotodwa ho no emututu waposo nyina ene eye joint 40 intino ama sa honam yiyaw ene yiyaw a wote no waposo cartilage na ho awiwi ama oti pains ni nyina no unya joint 40 na ebeyi sa ohaw ni nyina afi ho am wasuma adwo mepacho hye ne nsoma me enye painkiller na mom ni akofa yiyaw no ede aba unipadua no mu no eba bi ni nyina afi ho nom ama ohon ato ama wasuma adwo yedru a amanfo edi ho adanse na mepese me kasa fa ho eye nerve alive no eye entinimu adwuma ye woni pa bebre ewo ho no ma mama omo wo entinimu yare nanso wo mu nim se ohawa wo mo eframu no eye entinimu yare enu ntina mepese wo yi wasum na utie enchemu ni ye obi bebisa se me wo entinimu yare kra me ede hu se me wo entinimu yare unya entinimu yare a ema unsa etimi ye otitriti unan etimi ye otitriti ewo ho a na waposo na waye mre mepache unya entinimu yare obi ho na wonante a na yese panie ana pin ewo unamu unsensunsun so we nyina na echewo se wonya entinimu yare unya entinimu yare na mepache insunsun so ba ko uhunu ni se ewo ho no ma unsa odi so ade a enyunumu ana ade a ehyimu a aya na unya atenka bia se bi waso ade a enyunu ana ade a ehyimu utehu sensunsun so we nso a na wonya entinimu yare ni bi unya entinimu yare na uye bema etumi ma unya enemu nneye enti uye bema na waye mre ewo hete so a mepacho ebetumi abase entinimu yare ene wonya nti a akofasa ohawi ede aba na India fo do tatahwe a amanfo edi ho adanse na amanfo ajetuma eye entinimu adwuma ye pa eye nerve alive ɛwɔ sɛ wotumi ma wo nsa ɛka nerve alive ni bi afei nso woyɛ bɛrima na sɛ bi mprɛduasa ɛwɔ hɔ noma na wapɔ so ɛyɛ ɔmmerɛmmerɛmmerɛ na ɔhonam nyinaa ɛyɛ ɔyɛ okotodwom ɛtumi yɛ ɔmmerɛ wo nante a na nante ho ayɛ den ɛde ama wo wei nyinaa no ɛyɛ ntinom yareɛ nsunsuanso a wohu no a ɛwɔ sɛ wohunu sɛ woanya ntinom yareɛ a ɛwɔ sɛ wohwehwɛ indianfoɔ aduru papapa a yɛde india nhama ɛna yɛ a yɛfrɛ ne nerve alive woma wo nsa ka bi a mama ɛbɛboa papaapa yɛwɔ May 40s wɔ hɔnom a yɛnnuanom ne yɛ papa nom a moyɛ mmerɛ ɛwɔ kɛtɛ so moma mo nsa ka May 40s ne bi a mo nso ɛbɛboa mo ɛnyɛ nnura wonom na sɛ bi watumi abɔ adwuma nnɛ no akyena wopɛ sɛ wobɔ adwuma wontumi ɛmmɔ adwuma yɛnnura yɛde ɛba adwaman so no ɛdɔɔso mo a moanya diabetes yɛwɔ mu nnuro mo a moanya stroke hypertension mo a moanya koko ɛnam yareɛ gono ɛne saa nnuro nyareɛ no nyinaa no yɛwɔ mu nnuro ɛwɔ hɔnom ɛsan ɛbire nti no yɛntumi ɛmmobɔ no nyinaa so mepaakyɛw wohwɛ yɛn ɛwɔ TV no so ana wotie yɛn wɔ radio no so a fa yɛn number no na fa yɛn sisi a yɛn no yɛato apete Ghana fa na baabi a wɔ no yɛbɛkyerɛ pharmacy drugstore ana herbal shop a wobɛnya yɛn no bi ato yɛn number no ɛyɛ 0558 724 302 0558 724 302 0558 724 302 and a 059 558 2628 059 558 2628 me pacho mo hwe yen ewo TV no so no mo bon se yen no nyina ye kasa no ye di mfonyine no e de ato ho no ma yen contact numbers ni nyina nso egu screen so bomodi na fa yen sisi yi na yare bi a edu nya no yen fa India fo du papa enka ho na emwa emma wontumi nya wayaresa da yahwefo ene yatifo nyina ase
okay into true word for apomudi hu nsem kama a omo so mo wo ana ne den so mabomode na omo de ababeso na ye etiefo ene ahwefo nyina ena no pai wo Dwabo Ase dwumadi so abusia tie enkra we so ba it's Joel on the bed Agbozo Herbal Clinic ana nkai boyi wo de som wo man Ghana ahwefo ne atiefo nyina abusia Agbozo say wo ye be ma premature ejaculation e ha wadwe 1 minute man wo de mpa no mfore kura na sabi wate ahwe be ba cha nye egu anim ase emwa low sperm count nkwamo ano enya de etimi tutuo mpo ana etimi ekun aboa be ba cha mo be boa afi STDs enemu yade wahodo nyina candidiasis ye white any sexual weakness Agbozo Herbal Clinic e wo ho aduro abusia kɔ na omo nya omoa na fei sa yade wahodo amaboboso nyina wo mo ntimi enko enfema wo Pacho sene nsoma me se obehunu Agbozo Herbal Clinic e wo Kwashima e close to the Chiefs Palace frɛ no e wo number we so na fei enchiremu bia wo hia no onfendo mo 0241 750 282 0241 750 282 Pacho Tema branch no e community 5 e Savannah Junction opposite Death Track OF State and so number abetime nyom so nie 0557 402 696 0557 Power 402 696 na fi wo munyam wadom na wo momwa wo yade wabi ababetina wabrabo so na etete wo anase hawadwen enano pay ye wo mpanifo mienu e wo fidie mu Mr James Morgan road safety for Okada and afi yaw berima True Drivers Union PRO ye ba bedin komo e afa the issue of new LI for Okada drivers yabema
Unia
na umbom ti san
rade na fam de me de she
say we LI de yirape o kuma be bawo
me da me ne da
ya wanyambre and then the new airline abemu ama yi transport for Okada for sabre matimu hogu yi radio no so a ye ka ye disen komo
yo brimpo ma na se na ye nchia wahwefo ni watifo nyina na obi ka se eye National Mega say Road Safety Authority.
Yes.
DVLA, any transport ministry. Emra omo ede bano ye mubi ye no mo ya adwen enye yi.
Mubo nyoso.
Debi.
Aden den no mo dia ba.
Wo hwe road traffic regulation LI 2180 here ekuta me. regulation 128 no.
Yes.
And then the DP say in the kwan say ye ma ye de ye okada.
Eye commercial business.
Commercial na say pragia.
Okay.
Ma DVLA and register kura. And no emra we share in 2012.
Okay.
And e be ye emra. Ne mum ye nyina ye nhwe ha ama ade no ye adwuma.
Okay.
The ye adwuma no ye hwe
na so okada na ye adwuma illegal.
Illegal.
Okay.
Emra mu no.
Ana ban ye timi a register.
So ma register you. Yeah, dear, yes, illegal.
Okay, Martin.
Now, Besha, MMDC, you know, assembly, no, municipal, and us, you know. Omunina, Eboa, Emo, Kada, Juman, Koso. Omucha, and Nemo, Mucha, tax,
income tax,
and the assembly sticker, and Yamucha Bimomo.
Okay.
And inti, minim the entire. Yes, Yachum. Ne mum ne emrana bata hono regulation 128 no say omre so ne mum asem a ehia pa
say you know yemre ni so na pay
that pefe say yenye saade ne kura
yes
asotwe a bata hono 25 penalty unit eni kwa say bro one penalty unit bi anso 12 Ghana cedis
okay
enti wo de 12 Ghana cedis no etam say 25 na e 300 cedis. Okay. And I say you do better a fiase emro and nefua aduasa 30 days.
Yes.
And now ebe emrano. Yes, say ofumwa utu 100 penalty unit.
Eye illegal na enye mrano.
Yes.
Ofumwa na ye 25 penalty.
Yes.
Aba could be 12 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
Into the time say be 300 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
Na enemu mu aba ye mrano
100 Ghana cedis.
100 penalty unit. Which is equivalent
1200.
Adding to Abanza.
Yamusa Yura Malibamo. And to me, meeting Nasino, who is a million moga, me can pay and the post in Yamo Miscas Moon free Uniamo. The Ama be cry, nya GDA catcher, Yaman Penny say, only legalize Okadan. First year, 3 tax year. What is say, Moto Sumba? Oh, ya call crown out with the Obitica, no, ya call crown in the phone form.
Yeah.
Because near to say, a beer or more barbe, Ginny Pano, and one near. Ada so ordinance at me shim na ekoso and na yenuamu say yetimi di make money say ye dey fa ebi mo akwa ha ene ade no Sunday money yentu asemo nemu akofom a ye nyina di ho dance enam so na ye pragia enso bai okotamala mo friend Mahama can do wonu de ntia mo friend sa because e man pan mama na ko lanche.
Okay.
Say ade a eboa yes ama ye ho wan ndi tamale de da so ye Mahama can do.
Okay.
Oti ase na ye beto aba o man panyini say obia nka na asem ndi ye nuamo a etwi pragia ene okada no e ka say the ye hawo ne say mun legalize my regulation 128 no mon hwe na munya nsesa maye na ye man panyini hye o mobo age asem no na ye ka no.
Okay.
Yamra mu nso no yes so obi o 18 years ya yama mrem ne say na adwen mu da ho nko a otimi to aba kire na adwen wo man mu.
Yes, eyi president
ye obi o 18 years ya yes otimi from pa emrentia.
Yes.
Enti say 18 year boy no wako from pa na wako hyenye mu a onye adwuma mfa nhwe
e wo so ye adwuma no de hwe oba no
na de tie ye act a ye de ka no yes obi o 18 year otimi je lances na mom ontimi mfa nye commercial ene ye busa say pragia no hwe afide kitikiti we wo kokora no motofu a akwara no kora timi de nsa peja ye nyina ye hu bi yes sa akwada no enya 25 years ya mo onya adwuma emfa nye skandidi na mom sa akwada akro na se ne papa o V8 a otimi de lances no etwi V8 because eno enye commercial
and age limit na mo dey atum no.
Yes,
and Thomasum
nyansa wo we hu we
sa ji so bi nya 25 years asan wetimi aka okada
nyansa wo we hu
ana se pragia ni nyina aka ho.
Yes, nyansa wo we hu we enti sa art na anka se wo se unya 25 years ya wuntimi nya commercial wo mu ano ye yesu se nyansa ni mpanyifo nhwe no nhwe ne biem
mame nko aye James Morgan homra James okada for den ya 7 na ba sa bredi money abrem ho de den wo man Ghana mai
mame mfa enchi akese ema one watiefo nyina ene ye national board chairman Mohammed Tijani ene all the other executives. Any braba, nanso so yesi yensum eno ani nipa.
Yes.
Eja sebi asema minua panyi ya oberima eka no no kre. Ye de tabo bi to yeso. Eche se maye imfa moto no emfa nye adwuma enji sika.
Enye commercial business. Emfa fo bi enji sika.
Yes, emfa
load.
Emfa nji load ne keka ho. Nanso so ye hwe ye man mu ayo ya. Unemployment rate no was very high.
Okay.
Nti ye binom de asodin yentie ene ye de okada borem by force ye de okada business no. Na say ye hwe ye nyina say be ka nokre a kire ye ho a okọ nkurase ya cars bi kura nya den enye adwuma ho.
Obedu okada no nko an go on
e fa. Ye mu binu ya we university na so ye tifia enye adwuma nya den enye. Nti ye nyina aba be ye sa okada business no. Ma ma example bi enka me no se okọ agbogburoshi nima kasuwa ene emiamia bi a ewa akra ha ya ti se ashama na akronfo ewo honom pa no mu wia niema pa
omo nya obi bi ombefa
sa na so okada business na eba ye na ye de force ewura mu no ama sa niema ni nyina aba form
se onia ni nya moto a not na
so a oji kakra na ho to no obetimi ade ayede ato bibi ama no
okay aban ni so ode ba mre mama se oba be san ase na emu nka oye na age ni 25 because accident si do o fan kran kromu a almost every day na accident si okada yi o munya accident pa nka e bia nka ohu ni se bia nka mpanyefo adi be 25 ana tena so a nke ma accident ne ndoso
o se eruba bi a ekromu ha no yen ka nokre enkyere ye ho ndi nti a yen ka nokre enkyere ye ho ne se enka hansa no ombe sa okada review okada review no awoso mo frɛ omo a omo ye akuku dan anase atitirufo a omo ye adwuma na nkasa no emfa nka sa 30 member committee na omo tiye no na nka yen tenase na nka yen nyina yen mobu hu
omo anyim adwen ansa na sanse me mo de brɛ mo
dabi nti eno anso
mo amo okada no mo kanu ana mo ye ho adwuma no
se Ghana no ye hu ni se wo wa ko school uni nyansa sen mi a me field worker
on ko school no
me ko school na me ye adwuma no
ti bibia ni a wose ye fan show ko
nti bibia ni a wona wa ko school no be hyehyɛ mra de abrɛ me a me ye adwuma na nso so nka me a me wo field no so no I know better than you because experience no ekita me experience is the best teacher but this year no omo anye ne saa e na omo de mra na ba se 25 years ti se ne me nwa yi kan 25 years no obi onya 18 years eto aba ede ma na oto aba de ma no sisi a no wa restrict no ede na akọ 25 years almost 7 years and sana sa nipa no aba benya adwuma ede aye nti sa 7 years no adwuma ben e na onye e na sa 25 years no ye nim say ye mra bi na NDC mpanyifo e hyehyɛ say political way bi na ompese omfa so na omfa nya enema dia ntimi hu because e ha adwen because enura say na me voter region me committee bi wo honom
okay
omu nyina esu say 25 years ne dia ebe ha omu e de basabasa e bebre e de ebeba because sa kra na oto abama na wa restricting for 7 good years no adwuma ben na onye ye nyina yete asese accident no e de esi di enti na accident ni si subsequent years na ye adwuma no ye ni training obi an training ye nti so obi to moto a
asemi be to adwa no ma ye nhyehyɛ bi some ne transport ministry no be hia money omo be kasa se da bi sa asemu de mo de ba enye yie ma ye nhyehyɛ bi na ma ye nhyehyɛ bi nso akosi se
ye ne omo ko meeting
okay
na minua ya berema eba meeting na civi e ma ni raise concern bi kra e kire omo se ade omo de ba na emwa ye
okay
na nso so be se krona yetimu no se ye hyemra ya memanya ka se ma hyemra ne de ma hye
ope ma nya positive response bi ase ye be hwemu kra na review na bi ayate age so
omo ka kire se omo kwa aba
okay
aha nti no ye twen se omo de asemfoforo ba beto ye nim so okay bi ase scientist na no me ye bisa question omo che se parents act no saa 25 years no ɛwɔ hɔ dadaada since 2012 saa mmara no 1992 saa mmara no yɛ dɛn ɛda hɔ dadaada a wɔn de yɛ adwuma nti saa mmara no da hɔ dadaada deɛ a mebisa question sɛ adɛn nti na obi akɔ university na onyanya 25 years yɛtumi ma no kɔyɛ adwuma no ɔgye sika gu ne bɔtɔm na me de ame amanko school no
21 years go DMP
me na me manko school na me de me say okay me de me moto kwa akɔyɛ adwuma no o de o restrict me say gye sɛ manya 25 years and emra no endi yɛnyina yɛ hyɛmra na say nobody is above the law
me da se ya be ma ya de komo no eba na yɛwie no
corona etimu no ma me nka asɛm wi ɛma mpanyimfo ho sɛ okada no ɛyɛ political promise mpanyimfo ndc mpanyimfo tia omuntia yi 18-year boy no na ɛyɛ etia mra o twi no na o say to abama me me ba me yi sa mra na firi o na mama otimi aye adwuma accident na esi no mo no ye emra no ntinti pose no nim say ɛyɛ illegal in the red light so a omo ba no mo betu omo ki ti na nipa na hu no so atu afa red ba se mra ne ba se be ma kwan no so na nte kra akɔjojo nti akoda no wo 18 years no Endru 2028 no 22 years
se ekoba ne se mpanifo yi mokodi mu nko omo kwaba omo ba omo se 25 na hwa na yegina den am be
ya court because road traffic regulation we na yegina so regulation 117 no was he enton ade o ka kwem wa fala pass
omo go bebre
lawyer na o ka ho omo hye mra we 2012 no ye MP Patrick Yabuama enya no constituency ohun yi di endi na omo ye mpamo
politics ya
endi is for ntena ho omo ntena ho no omo nko anenim mra
okay
omo nko anenim send ye use power because embrasi ye nton ade wo ka kwam
okay
train kwa ho toll booth enso nkrofo wo ho udru ayi achem sechere
yes
maame deputy finance minister wono kwa akosi apata ma no so mo nton ade toll booth wo so onim mra we enti me srem panyimfo so mo nhwe no mo nhwe ne biem so obi wo 21 years no otimi di MP mane ye ya
yes
adena mo friend ye mfo mo mfa ntitiem emma omuhu kwan no so nante police moto 18 years bi twibi ebi nhwe
omo de twa
omo va nhwe
omo hwe de bia
ndi asembe no mo ka
okay ya be ma asem we sisi nti mo twen transport ministry nenim ene ne nsema responsible be
be ya asema ye ka kire mo ne say omo promo omo kɔ he omo nsan kɔ down unim say national data ekuta ye no more than 3 million Ghanaians na into okada business mu
wow
enti mo kɔ down na mo mpre mo nkɔ ba bia na mo nya dai mo ngigi obi adwen ne nyine nso aso adwen ne nhwɛ sɛ de na de akwanhia no eba hwɛ ka asem say yo I'm telling you say road safety authority for tie me here baba atwitwa station wa chi nyina mo nkrusu ne down
wow
me research amaye kakra no pap a ayo mo gina pavement so bonze nkrofo park na bi 60 kwam oburu yo wie ya no akotena kam why na check sa nkrofo no enti we nyina mo nhwe solution and mo fra nya adwuma nyei mo fa bi gina pap akwa hwe na ni mo so wabo mo ma ne ntuka no o ya so adin a mo afre police ye nchene ye de koto insanity na ni so ye de ko gina court ya bonika ye de bi atua mo fra ne kan accident na to ndwa we nyina wo ho ye nhwe na ye de adwan akwa baabi nyansa na ewo mu no akoda no enye age no ene ma ohun kwa no so nante ne mum ye ntene mo na enye yi
me da se ya be ma True Drivers Union PRO and afi James Morgan ono so ye road safety for Okada and for me the master no pay okay abusia eti high power 97.9 FM afi live on TV SYZ Dwabo Ase Jumedie and abusia ye guso ye dey so mo no Solak Natural Clinic 7 kan show se wo mfidie wo nro wo niema pa wo de babeboa na ya de wakodo a me babebo so nyina aye kwankro ababetena oso na ho timi kire wo no me ba chawo every ho enti wo yo bi a wo ba fertility problems wo ntimi mfa ye funu wo ntimi ngbo ama wo ne su tan ya de awo twa mbo a me ba chawo Solak bebo afa kidney diseases liver problems edema in the feet me kire wo na si atata nyina insomnia obi ontimi na prostate issues urinary tract infections sexually transmitted infections. Ene ya de wahodo nyina so like say men kan show say wo ba enfidie eni nrupa o wonti wo de ba bebo aku sa ya de wa nyina na fe wo atimi ato na so like say oye lab so the lab test bi a wo hwe obey the amount prostate scan fibroid scan obetwani nyina the amount wo be hu so like for e wa akra ha ya ye kokomlemle close to the Harvard senior high school but more than fresh so like for e number is so 0553 932 631 0553 932 631. Abisia Medimosis is sebra Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center was sebra na men kan sure say one with the new member bi aba boom family member I want there jai ye ma pe kuta ne nya de keto akra eye all new eye Medimosis garlic capsules na de ntia wo mo e boje so no say the all new Medimosis garlic capsules no omo de touch of a Ceylon cinnamon na ye a me kire wo a capsules se wunya bi a ene ma ba ye nie e be improve your blood circulation. It will help rectify stiffness and numbness of the muscle, keep cholesterol levels in check, and help detoxify the body, serve as an immune booster, and more. To bombarding, so on Saturday, Timiaka, I am Medimosis garlic capsules. CB, Timiaku, and the one who do be a war, and the Asha Simpoa Ebeba. Medimosis, some in control. So what somebody do ma say yo ha ya de wa hodo am ba be boss nyina wo ma je ho bre e wo hunim de a wo mo sanwo prostate disorders, sexual weakness, male and female infertility, hypertension, diabetes, sciatica, typhoid fever, malaria, stroke, STIs, and dental problems bia wo se wo ya de wa bia Medimosis so mo be boa no ma je bre SCAC no kama asa wo ya de Rachobe who Medimosis a clinic and herbal center for Adenta barrier opposite the police station after AESL building inside the Ghana Highway Authority yard, Accra Ministries, a Jekwajo opposite a school for the deaf. And I feel Drew Kumasia, Hinima Kokobe. From number not Nafrelmo, Nenchi Mubia, one to me Fandomo, 0244 068 447 0244 068 447. I would say Easter Nasia. Na Easter ni ashasi na so de ye sika na ye Easter sika Easter cash. Say Easter ni sika na ye so that na mega cash lucky box. Wa kaba chire mo ni TV SYZ for akabo mu ebe ma sika na de Easter. Enti bomode national song say wo chance say obenya sika pudo de Easter e ba cha abade ama mega cash say for phone no network bi ya we use so but number we afa prompt na be di akire why we need star star 426 star 5 hash star 426 star 5 hash star 426 star 5 hash all networks if at your box na be ba unya bo wie pe 1 to 6 you be choose to be out on sabo so what is car if at your mega car seven ka kira wo to ba ku bi 10 Ghana cedis na every week bi an you of 14,000 cash prize I want mo cheni free na mo Easter idea sika that's why obetimi awini na woni atimi ajepa 45,000 Ghana cedis sika no 450 million if at your new home free omodi ana fa ho kan ho kai national so sa ebem dodo a wo to no na fei akonya kese da ho ma ho se obetimi awini sa sika kese bi di agu botom no eno so atimi abaso ye di ama ho enti star 426 star 5 hash star 426 star 5 hash mega cash for what's Easter obetimi awini na wani atimi age terms and conditions apply wondi mfie dum wo twe a be ba cha wo nka ho.
Power FM.
Okay, Abusia. Yeah, told you media police report to be a mensa akanwa dated 2nd April 2025. Ruby Akabi of house number CS-0491 police report na yebe king kan na fe de amamo asi tuba Jubis estate on cell phone number try me okay I know the one my mention mom na mention because me who print ni to the station today on the 12th of April 2025 with a report that one no me who mo see you ha crowd police ni me who mo see you crowd okay it's a police report be a yensa kan wo fidie mo ana busia ka pese ya kana no kwere me who wese no me who ni ye ntino Mamima Shamima Akwaba. Shamima.
Yes, sir.
Aba Betinasi. Deputy spokesperson at the presidency.
Deputy, yes.
Yes. Shamima, na what is your opinion?
Yamina Dom. Bibia Boko. Bibia be fine, so. Bibia be fine. Namoe.
Bibia Yegusu presidency is what to say.
Oh, presidency no Yegusu. Yegusu mampenyi John Dramani Mahama Ogusu ye edwuma no. Osha 3 months. We are heading towards 120-day mark na ye can't check Ghana for say we will have major things to announce at that time no and today bia edwuma mu nyina say mo cover mu who say from day one papa no ntinada on dada ono ye maame na Jane edwuma den and omodia ato omobo say omobe ya magana for because reset agenda ne die and that forms are until share so far so good. Appointments, the structure of government is forming. We are almost there. Kakakra would at least have the structure in place, and then the implementation.
I'm penny 60 ministers. No, where we?
I call 4 deputy ministers.
Okay.
I announced here. I call 4, and TISA 4 no bar will be done with the 60 ministers, and in record time. It's me for me cabinet and the nominations were approved, sworn in, and many of them have started working. In fact, many of them have started providing some results of specific actions or more with regards to some of promises na ye make ejuma promises, different projects na ye can say ye be yegusu enra over the weekend Omampenyin Kotechiman Eco Launchi the Feed Ghana program to ensure that we become food sufficient.
Feed Ghana meaning sir yabeba hormone na maybe sir people are worried or maybe sir said the Omampenyin she said Niema promises or the two just said and Kobe and Niema Harrison Didn't for a year can ache Shamima.
The mechanism munya consultations.
Okay.
Consultations. Koso.
Okay.
Because opese final phone there. Maybe any na delay because the party all key stakeholders must agree.
Okay.
Ntina delay no ntina eja ye course there those that had no issues with them, but so far so good. I think that within the coming days that will be clear. The Eco Bayern say there were so many other major things that came up on the calendar of the president. Ni focus Eco, but the committee would present the name as soon as they are able to finish that.
Very well. Now, and His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama, together with the Greek ministers, Abemum Penny for Eco Techimai, Eco Power, a Feed Ghana, Jumedi, and Toma Ghana for some saying.
Almost so my too. Oh, campaign time no. Omampenyi ka akukon kitten project no. Crawford the Syria. Oh, omo attempted to ridicule project no.
Okay.
But Ghana, there is a huge gap between the local production of our foods compared to the amount of money we invest in importing basic things like ntos from Burkina Faso, Jenny from Niger, beans, grains, ayedi, maize from Nigeria and from other, sub-region. Is it because you need land? Your land, Osha land no so your land no richer in comparison to some of the Sahel regions that are more closer to the Saharan. Their land is a bit drier. But for irrigation, omuntimi and produce and agric mechanization, including more technologically driven agricultural sector, even improved seeds are almost using. Ntina offer your local tomatoes. Now offer your friend Burkina tomatoes. To mo say Burkina for omuntos no meat. Seeing no they produce your Ghana has seen so bebre ever head in your local toast. Offer Burkina tosa obia okojabia enim nti de bia Burkina toast boy ding say a local in toast. And it's a matter of sharing notes. What breeds are they using? What types are they using? And what kind of seeds are they also using to plant, and how are they doing it? I didn't see me nyebi. You will now mobile promise you planting for food and jobs. Yes. At the end of the day, you says our program no chapter 1, chapter 2, and to me I'm meeting new object. And I was saying the lessons from why that project failed. So that you be prevent a new project feed Ghana. Yes. Because you were assassin. And agriculture is our primary vocation. How do we ensure say we utilize the land that we have to feed this country? Because on mine will not on me and feed ne citizens, and what we eat is controlled from outsider. Very dangerous. Yes. Very dangerous. And see, say projects no. It has come on in full force. Yes. And it is for both poultry and meat, as well as for our grains especially, to ensure that we have production that will increase the output and make us largely self-sufficient. Didn't I was saying because if Ghana Statistical Service or more statistics, monthly statistics, food inflation continue to lead the inflation index. Inti edwani boy ding e won Ghana and Ghana general an agrarian society. I think during the election period we can say because farming communities be Savannah region and Gushegu villages farming communities. Now who farmer e come dem farmer na edwuma ne say oye farmer nso edwane omubedi cry yes then hunger because of the methodologies are using still small farm smallholder farming system
with no irrigation system
with no more ebinimo cry at the time I call fertilizers na anko and now the farming season had come up. They didn't have the fertilizers and they were in distress. Because half of the time the omutimi cultivate no and no be no mubedi and no be no mubekwa cotton anya sika edi ato bibi. And also the privations na our farming communities na it's an anomaly. It's an anomaly. In fact, the farmer should be the richest person because ye didi debia. And if the farmer does not go to the farm. Yes. So what is it with our system that makes farmers so poor?
And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Ekasa would you Medina or should I emphatic says see feed Ghana ya bay ebeko afiem ebeko school mu ebabeko prison simple na womatimi aye sabre denti na semi woman sum na prison form ho ka ho afiem ye school mekai time na yesusa ye school no ye school aye garden ye wafuo ye timi dua bro ye dua banchi and then sa na many nyina say free system
because say and decentralizing food production even as we are commercializing because yes there's had to be a place for mechanization where we use technology to to have large spans like in other places. In other places, one farmer can farm several thousands of hectares of farmland because our tools, our implements, our seeds, our technology, our education, and to easily. But it is still largely human centered. We have to put a lot of farmers or a lot of laborers on the farm to weed, ebinimu kramunti me and afford the services of a tractor. Nti obe bopa, oko weedi obebo pa no mo ako weedi oko doa oko soyi the seeds obepa no mo aba wo those things still have their role to play because me and commercialize farmlands ne bebre, right? They all kind ampa mikra holy child na your garden nti ekoye obesia ko farm obakwa kodo or bed I'll grow you vegetables be, and you used to be proud to be growing things like that. Ebimu say those kinds of interventions may not be able to adequately feed school, also because nkwada no mo school say omuko sua ade nti me won't mean that you're more farm laborers. But I'm saying that the suggestion is that schools can own farms. And so if a school in a district, students they be because in that community, Omobetimi creating employment for the youth in those communities who are not in school to come and farm on those jobs, on those farmlands. Omobetimi are benefited from government policies. Nti farmer centers na ye won. Se school be ewo omo asase a omo dia ebru, omo hia tractor. Ometimi akọ district office, akọ G tractor. Aba be ye ejuma.
Akameba o say see a feed Ghana abai. Ebi mo omo bo omo homodin da. Odo bia no omo asase no kra so. Then so isane say omo ni equipment na we ebetimi abo tools be bo. No matter nti bon sabi bi omo ye fu no kakra bi sabi. Eni da so be ne da omo say feed Ghana abai.
Obia benye bibi na ye can say decentralized system no district level no farmer service centers are going to be at all district level. Drip equipment na ye can NIB is investigating the drip projects and the procurement of those equipments because they were procured with the district's money, government money. But during the election, you say MPB didn't photo back as if say nay party no and provided those equipments no. So NIB as we are speaking, investigation into entire drip project no. But Omanpenyema directive say those drip equipment no must all go to the district level. And some of those equipment must be used to support the farmer service centers.
And not just we create now district assembly tractor or be ultimately full and then power feed Ghana
so the districts will roll out programs for each district because as we've used technology to also identify farmers in all of those districts. So technology will also be used to even identify farms. Drones will identify various farms because veterinary and extension officers need to be visiting anyone who is on the Feed Ghana program. So like all programs, you must subscribe to the program so that we can monitor with you, give you the information you need, give you the education you need, and give you the support you need. In this all district beer, what you must do is to go to your district office to inquire about the programs that exist for farmers in your district. Maybe not all districts will be set up at the same time, but the program has been launched. So all districts are supposed to put in the necessary measures to roll out their support. They already support programs for farmers in many districts already, but we are just streamlining it in a way that will make it more impactful so that you monitor progress over time.
Support here Feed Ghana and a count a year phone baby na minye dro kra na media go me no buy so e be do mango pineapple a year a bro abibi e mo atimi bem na ba be say no Feed Ghana e won hihye bia e no so aya e de ba be ka ho na enrosem atimi abo akuafo no
say de untimi nka farming without a dro it goes hand in hand because in him na ya can say we must farmers when we gather, you collate or more figures and we understand their farms and more capacity building orientation. Nti se wo edro ebro ena wo dua. They will take you through all the say your farm already into unim. So crowd be contributed to the various insects that affect your farm. Yebeka show says this is what you have to do about it, and this is where you have to come to for your what do you call it, because the farms are different farms. Insects be bow farm I bet me about a hand spray all of the farms within a particular catchment area. So everything that has to do with farming would be supported at the district level, so that we decentralize it and make sure that it is more efficient and more impactful.
Very well. Abribia bang ede jumedie bia etise beba no eya na ohwe sikasem ayekum eni ade ebe wi akiri no na akoye ensem bebre. Measures ben ana ban de egu akwam ebe hwe say transparency, fiscal discipline na sika bi nkofe fo bi ase je fakoye se farmer we ubedu onen na ho. This time around measures ben amode ya ebe ne tight to the extent says sa loopholes no ebi ntimi mba na feed Ghana trimu popa wanya so be boa no man Ghana aduane ebusu no etimi agina what is aban na adwene no.
Right. Number 1, Minister na ankasa no ono kra oye farmer.
Okay.
Ena Omampenyi has a lot of trust in his capability. Offer finance minister to force him so or say enya agrobi no obedi ewo ho no. Nti minister for bebre enim say this time, this era, accountability and value for money no non-negotiable, because it will be shameful that you promise reset, then we'll come and repeat the same mistakes. Some of us will not be able to defend it. We will not defend it. Say we need pete unim say adi sike ni hodada. We are indebted to so much. Ghana public debt aye kasisia the budget by aye 721 billion. Cocoa board alone, ECG, a cow mudi. Social services are was say providing education, agriculture, health. Intino wono ubenya wa allocation. Say for implementing program and agreed ne katashishene proye. Say no na also would bed to any adiakoye program nidia. And you pay for it. So there are existing systems financially to ensure that we monitor and evaluate the projects as they go on, and to remove whatever bottlenecks that will create unnecessary wastage of the scarce resources.
Very well. And again, yeah, my woman, my Ghana, Bibia, yeah, politics. Bibia, personally, there was as a 13 acres of land. Always some markets and an impatem. Our cocoa pan, and waso. Our Modia cocoa no. Na, me call na mene, one more interest in Din Coma. One say, na, omoba, you know. One say, yeah, the NDC for in Jomo, my a drone be. I mean, Fengu, cocoa. So this time around, reset about. His Excellency John Dramani Mama also Obama Ghana for and yen a man yoko and not by NDC pet na babetina so it be or you know yet the Magana for again and she said ben nebe basso na yes ye do na kwakogu assembly ho assembly is one a community omni momo we nyana no DMD we chin we nyana no say yeah ma ko send obi enya encounter this kwan ben no mfa so
emfata say yenyesa, because again Mebaha some time ago, Upper West, some of the farmers called us during the election period, say, Omo de fertilizers eba, Omo district, ena MC, DC, edukoni fee, ena MPP4, ena Omo eba ebeji fertilizers, no, Omo enyebi. Na question maybe say, intino, no. A enim party colors ana a comment meaning party colors say farmers 20 district say 10 ANDC 10 AMPP and also umbwa NDC for no na MPP for no nkwa na omobo no okoye ne foma na or what do you call it, and he yes process ne ba say 10 bags na obenya say 10 bags na odi be kokrom or the kokrom na NDC ninu because we nya support na the 5 ekwa sa okoto ebro no ewo ejoma ne bo no ebe the same nti wo MPP ni ko ejoma the same aloka ba ko 25 Ghana 30 Ghana no sa na obeto no okoto ebro na on kan kire ne se meme MPP ni nti mame ebro no for 10 cedis because at the end of the day no wonu farmer no dia wa cultivate ne untimi ndi nyina wo de be ko market nti se nyama no bo koye den e wo market ai be den ama obi a nti eno no de meme ka ensisu say with regards to farming engage in discriminatory practices
so be ko assembly ho na okoye na se esia because minim say in as much as his excellency any honorable Ekopoku edin hihye pa bi egu akwam no sa ne me bi betimi asi e bi betimi ay say payback time
even some of the party people will be asking for us to do that to pay them back at the district.
Yes. But here in this case his excellency John Dramani Mahama say every set was on minor ni bibia na enkoyie it is obi kwoto sa situation bi so no matter the party or what
on for complaint enko district chief executive no office and as municipal on for metropolitan so on for complaint nunko me sure said there will be such committees to vet those claims and take the necessary decision to redress the matter.
Very well. So Ghana yasase ye pa.
Yes, indeed.
Yedua banchi eyeye body. Niema bebre eyeye. But reporter edaho na dano wo feed Ghana jumedi na sekra no honorable Ekopoku minister for food and agriculture kasano. Wamaeti assess in the year 2018 under the just ended MPP administration no womo ko ball ECOWAS bosia emon ene eburo 27,000 tons sabre ebre na so a womo joso wom aka Ghana was say yetimi to yen
I didn't think I was saying because you can't say even the northern belt alone maybe for upper west the Jirapa area alone say invest there in I didn't even so if we have access to water and the quality of the maize from our northern belt because of land it has lower moisture rates aflatoxins now a major problem even internationally. The grains from upper west region are of higher quality than the grains from across the even the other northern and then over northern region generally because of savannah area the soil is a bit harder and the grains don't really soak up a lot of water and the sun when you dry it dries really well aflatoxins they are very minimal comparatively so the quality of the grains in these parts alone if we invested heavily in mechanization and the necessary support, the northern belt alone can meet the grain needs of the entire country and beyond.
Very well. Until now it's investment.
Investment because people actually come to these farmers and pay them to produce and then they export the products outside of this country. A lot of smuggling too is happening. So when we also invest, we must make sure that the pricing is good enough, and we must minimize the exploitation of some of these grains. Ibrahim Torre, Obane exports of grains from his country. Negotiate say, at least beans there. My for beans, because Ghana has a watch pa and I gobe pa. Yeah, biba I say the quantities are not sufficient for the local demand.
Is it because say you near SARS na you bit man in
large quantities? So they only say was and Americano is poor investment. We've not really invested, and it's I mean that's one of the easiest thing for many African countries to invest in agric, because you have the land and you have the favorable climate. So even with the most easiest of things, we are unable to make the best of it. So sometimes you wonder what is the problem with us. You wonder.
So with the Feed Ghana initiative, Ujidi say, "Sir, America crab be tosono beans are your crown to draw crabby brainier and a soba beti. Oh my God!
I was say sonte.
I'm on maybe because I mean Fabi am removed.
I was say sonte and that
okay,
because we would have ensured enough production.
Okay.
Yes.
His Excellency John Dramani, Mama, Ekaso, Jumedi, no, Sanka, so we Ghana ha. Protein and I meat. I dare you repair Yakoko.
Yes, chicken.
Obia, will be a fridge or Ghana ha.
Chicken room.
Ube chicken. Say, and say fridge fresh a crowd. There is still.
Yes,
and the presidency to say over $400 million per annum every year. And a cra at the year at the and cocoa yes about oh my Ghana until now now last year all born in Tuano or they and cocoa get be and some be more now no what patches say what be bois not poultry farmers were be one more interested grow money capital no yes so money na sne na one more year this is sad ye a bit me aboa na kokwa ye kra bebre you see yen sika de kra na eso etimate
maybe onkofo bisa say Feed Ghana no what will it do? I mean say go back to history and think about Operation Feed Yourself. You know, during a champion time. It was from the account of history, Ghana became literally a self-sufficient country because everybody all of a sudden was interested in growing something. It's always political commitment. It's political commitment. To us, so because you know, and that's what has affected us. So be at the initiative, but why will you not continue it? But that is the same thing that we're doing because the chicken export bill in our country.
Yes.
Is so huge. And these are all the pressures that eventually come on our dollar. We are sending these amounts of dollars to enrich other people. What is it about their systems that can make them grow that way to export to us in those? Sometimes, obefa chicken, ube say chicken wage 10 years. Ebi munye na ye black bi e won inside enti me kunu de o ko fasa cold store chicken ni so de be aduane a ntokwa na o de be ba ofie on peneda so there's a problem. We cannot even be assured of the quality of the food we are eating.
Yes.
And they bring us everything. Every part of the chicken is imported. You see, our gizzards are a delicacy. The gizzards are imported.
Yes.
The sausage. Chicken legs. So, abochi for kra to chicken nine. Akoye delicacy. Sir, and a wing so. And then even chicken livers are also being sausages. Sausages are what is in it? So what we are eating is deadly. The reason for all these diseases are mostly diet related. Is because of the things the toxins we are putting in our body. But at least say we have a local industry. No more produce chicken. When him say okoto ye kra, and to me it cannot be in the cold store for 1 year. Life na ya yama sesia. And at least we will safeguard a certain quality of the food that we eat as a people. So my far sa akoko nketen project no. Everyone who can and is willing, especially the youth,
Media my
say obey even if it's for your own diet, for your own family.
Yes.
It's good. Woody.
A good pa. Say media body or me feature your banchi Saturday crammy to
hey, and the ordinary small farm.
No, my father was a farmer. farming.
You see, it's in your blood.
Yes,
Oh, I see.
Yes, and this assembly, Excellency John Dramani Mama Kaino. I think in my presentations, I be me boss.
Yes.
So dead chicken see. Since you should be a better. Now, how many months cranny be wa Eddie Wokrono so? And some ya fadi as ye so. Ababedu Ghana ni ye yakogu cold stores mu for months. And say
cabal on so.
Me baho. Again. And Pennyfubi are making millions, billions out of this.
Yes,
then I'm obeying because everyone are buying you.
Any day I'm
yes.
Media the American say let's start because again Ebimuka say a banning imports of food products and meat products immediately. Even cow legs grass. I won't say import. Yeah. Cow legs now, you know, and different parts of the cow meat, red meat, ankasa beyond the poultry, red meat imports and so it's huge. So some analysts believe say if we come up with a total ban, there will be a shortfall because the local consumption is huge and our local production will not immediately, meet. So I think that let's roll out. And let's see the potential. And then let's begin to reduce the import bill with regards to those specific products. So we must have a certain product list that we say that we are not going to import this amount of it. So we can generate the local demand for the production of those things. Because if a lot of people now know that there's a real demand immediately for this and they don't have to compete with cheaper foreign, imports in the food industry. I think many people, because look, there are a lot of young people actually genuinely looking for things to do. Genuinely. Because the stress of unemployment, the depression many are going through, if they get something to do that will give them something at the end of the day, many of them will be willing to go into it.
Sure.
And we must be able to also support. And you'll be an business owner. Yes. I'll bet me I manage a business. So we must support those people with entrepreneurial skills and a passion for creating, businesses. To expand their businesses, they can employ people who just want to go to work and come back home. There are those people. We cannot force everybody to become an entrepreneur or to become a business owner. Some people can't deal with that. But those that can and have the capacity to, even if it's your backyard garden and you employ some national service person to keep, eye on, maybe it's a bit of a big project you have behind you. That is an income for at least one person, that you are also contributing to. So we must view it as something that we need to come on board and ensure, that we protect what we eat. Because it's a bit scary.
I just hope so much, sir. And because my biggest fear is this Kabbalah. One more year importation of this chicken. Arabia government did the initiative they try every way to collapse.
So I think we can incentivize them. Because it is money you're using to bring these things. If you are incentivized, maybe you'll be given some tax breaks and you'll be encouraged to use that money to establish local industries or farms so that you can still be a lead player in the local market. I think there's nothing that even the sugar industry is also one of the major cabal industries.
Wow.
Yes, it was one of the reasons that also affected the Commander
Sugar Factory.
Yes, anything that will lead to the true liberalization, economic liberalization of our country is not something
there are people who are benefiting from
there's always local beneficiaries with their international collaborators. So that one, because when you look at the people behind these industries, they are mostly foreigners.
Yes.
They are foreigners. So
but they have local people back.
They have local collaborators. They always have. I mean, 2 days ago I posted on my page that what do you think? Who should have the disproportionate burden of consequence? The local citizen who connives, colludes, and collaborates with a foreigner to, for example, destroy the environment. So, for example, let's take Galamsey.
Yes.
This is your land. There's no way, you don't have a passport. You cannot travel to anywhere. You can't go to China. But you have become a facilitator, an agent, an employee, or a partner to a Chinese company that comes and destroys your community's water. When we catch the two of you, who should have a greater burden of consequence? Very interesting comments came up, because I personally think that citizens, this is your country.
Yes.
Nobody will say that if anybody comes from outside and breaks your law, they must, by all means, be held accountable.
Of course.
I heard the Minister of Communication explain that perhaps people didn't understand what the Interior Minister was trying to communicate. Okay. Because he said, for example, if you round up 300 laborers on a farm,
yes,
or on a Galamsey site, and there are laborers that have been brought in from their country by a manager who actually owns the operation. When you catch that owner, and you have this, and you arrest these 300 people, what do you do with the 300 workers who have also been invited to come and work for money and have arrived and found out that this is the illegal activity, but they are doing an illegal activity? So the suggestion in some quarters is that for those mass of laborers, take them back to their country with immediate effect. But for their owners,
how do they
for their owners, prosecute them
from here.
And jail them. So, for example, Aisha Wan shouldn't have been deported because she was a kingpin of the operation. But 100 laborers on that farm, in a judicial system that is slow, in a prison system that is already choked. Do we think the greatest use of the best use of our resources will be to take 300 Chinese workers who are at the low rank of the operation? They come and they are laborers. Should we take them through our judiciary system and jail them in our already choked prisons, or should we export their problem back to their country? I think this is the debate that we are having. Some Ghanaians believe that all these 300 workers, when you round them up, prosecute them and go and dump them in your already choked prisons. Others think that, okay, there is some merit to the argument that let's look for the real kingpins, those that are bringing in the champagnes, those that are the owners of the operation. Yes, those, their numbers will not be as much as the laborers who are taking to. And even if you ask me to, personally, I think His Excellency made reference to the fact that some of the laborers, you see, when you go to some of the communities, some are their own employers, but ebimuso are laborers who go onto a site by day, work for a supervisor, and they are paid by day, and then they go. But there are some who have established operations for themselves. For those people, if they are locals, they must be dealt with, because you, as a local, knowing that this is the only source of water for your community, are actually engaged in this kind of operation. If you are a foreigner who is owning and managing and running such an operation, when you are caught, you must be dealt with mercilessly. That remains the position of the government. The controversial part is, what do you do with the laborers, which are the many people employed to work in those places? What do you do with them? If the general thinking of Ghanaians is that we should prosecute all of them and dump them in the already choked prisons, I think that's something the ministers should think through and respond to at the appropriate time.
And do you think that this canker, this menace, Galamsey, Yadia, Ghana, and the trim kakrebi,
yes, but because it is important, we must constantly have this conversation, because nobody obia immune from the the devastating effects of galamsey, and rightly so, as we have referred to it as environmental terrorism.
Yes.
We agree, say, environmental terrorism, because if you are robbing a community or a whole nation of their ability to feed, that is terrorism. Of their ability to have access to water, which is such a vital commodity for life and sustenance, then it is terrorism. That's one. I totally agree. Some of us will not come here and downplay today because we are in office to downplay the effects, because we called for action and we must take action. But we also have to sit and strategize. What kind of action can help us to truly deal decisively? Because where there is money and there is greed, it is difficult to snuff it out completely. But executive power and the power of government can be used to make illegal work very unattractive. And I think that's where we are going. As we are speaking, I got some briefing on some major operations that are happening, unannounced operations that are happening in some of the galamsey areas.
Wow.
So it is not being played out in the media, because sometimes when we talk plenty, they run. But when they think that there's no attention, then they are back in the forest. And the government is using, some geospatial identification to identify where humans are moving around a place, and they are going in through the operation from the army.
Very well. The
with
operations are going on. The last time I was saying, sir, what's the price to pay if you are being caught as a galamseya who say you or say forest reserves? Any idea? What's the price to pay? Maybe woho. I yashisha to say okay. So far I say betcho na emradi ube jina na wajia tu misampa. Mina ye galamsey me yeno. Eye den emrani ne woka. Eye normal ye charge you say betieska. And I say you bo prison sentence bi wo a. Okwa ko jinem 20 years and 25 years.
I think so. Because they are actually ongoing in the last administration. They used to come in. The Attorney General Obe announces say there are some prosecutions that are going, with regards to galamsey operators that had been arrested. Yes, I don't know the status of those cases, but they are the legal cases. There are some that have been arrested that are going through the court process, but I don't know if there's a specific legislation for galamsey with the offense. I think it will find itself in another existing murder law, for example. It might find
to say Bianchi will be a galamsey, ebi will come for 20 years imprisonment as a punishment. Say also in you anyway, and cannot ebe mo ye mashishiom nanka galamsey no meti meja
anybody yakuma ya din omuyembe shisho but only temporary, of course, because I didn't know said this is my setting end. But the lure of instant money is such a motivation that is so difficult to curb, because obi feels autistic because videos biaba omu dege obi feel people are selling their homes for galamseys to come and dig for gold.
Yes.
And to dig your say you bet e will feel cry, you bet babetu.
E will pristia. Say what you de mark a cra na fear anaba. O si bi no nhwa de. A gentleman corrented dine. E will pristia. Na owomoa wotimi hyemua no wapie na wakwaba. O hyemua no wapie na wakwaba. Dak wo koye no. Wa mabio. Omo wo ho no mse da bi.
Papa ye hu na
ase nsuo bi fi edem ho eba. Papa nsuo tu kwan. O manti no ye hwe de kode ekoso no mubu ani. Amena watu no woden no no.
Asempa.
Yes. Obi obehye won wa bie nyuma siso.
Nti obi ante de o
edan ni fifi no wa rent no.
Ope o hwe
na oye galamsey.
So
it's very
problem.
serious.
Major problem.
Yes. Yeah. They say I do feel.
Yes. Abakrom.
Ababedu Krom.
Now, say even last year was it not behind police station? Police station BH.
That's serious. Police for.
So the fight is a fight that the easiest thing to do is to say I have banned. The hardest thing to do.
Possible.
The hardest thing, the easiest to do thing, a government can say, okay, we have banned, and which is banned, and declare state of emergency. That is the easiest of the job. The hardest is to ensure that the activities are not ongoing in the forest. But because of the nature of the problem, when you go and arrest here, it would always mean, say, you deploy the mass of security agencies to police every inch of every Galamsey identified area or every inch of forest.
Yes.
That kind of deployment is huge. So we must work together. We must work together to tackle the value system that makes people so comfortable with no conscience to go and do these things consistently, knowing that what they are doing is harmful to even themselves, to their mothers, to their children, because they are living in those communities. Beyond buying sachet water, a lot of the communities, they say sachet water no more.
The sachet water
everything. Yes. You know, the threats that even Ghana water can no longer purify some of the water from these places.
Yes.
Or some just using chemicals 3, 4, 5 times they would have used. And the seepage into our soils. Until people say, media by but unim say chemicals no about by year anymore. Take Accra, Wakra by year every baby, and our body every baby. Until people say we are disconnected from Galamsey issue. Yeah, disconnected. No ebe and kidney problems, all kinds of deformities. So yes, I think that the minister Amakofi Bua is on the right path, but we need to see in fact the Ghanaians want to see some urgency to the fight against Galamsey, but not only agency, they want to also begin to see results. Let me clarify the issue about the repeal of the LI.
Yes.
And the instant calls from some courts say, yes, you can say during the period that we should repeal LI.
Yes.
This was partly because during the campaign season, 8 years of the New Patriotic Administration, Professor Frimpong Boateng's report, anyway, was saying the party must remove, excuse me to say, or not, see some demons from the NPP if they are supposed to recover this party. From Professor Frimpong Boateng's report, it was evident that the problems we were seeing were deeper than we anticipated.
Yes.
Because from that report, Mayeti say governments, key government players were involved in the Galamsey fight, which is why it was difficult for him to deal with it.
Wow.
Even excavators are almost easy.
Over 500 excavators.
And within the same administration, a president LI, within the LI, granted the president the power to grant mining leases for mining in forest reserves. So at the height of the Galamsey, everybody's call then, because we're now convinced that there was no real commitment to fight the Galamsey because of these reports that had come from within the party to the general public. So the general call was that no, either you declare a state of emergency, ensure real commitment, or you should repeal this law that grants you, the executive presidency, the rights to grant mining leases, to sign off mining leases for mining in forest reserves. So that was our considered position at the time, and rightly so because of the history. Yaba buying 3 months, you form a government, you were minister, we are in charge. There is complete commitment. The first action President Nuteki here after the further legal advice and consultation was that the Mother Act, the Mining Act, had provisions that empowered the LI. Okay. So we must look first at amending the act.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Yes.
So that it will be, because if you repeal the LI alone,
yes,
there's still a mother law that gives you powers to still do and allow for mining in forest reserves and everything. Okay. And see, let's come to the Mother Act. Let's amend the Mother Act. Okay. And if we now need to prepare a new LI based on the Mother Act, we'll just withdraw this. Okay. But in the meantime, one of the major problems we had with this LI was the power given to the president to sign, which one is what was abused towards the last couple of years of their administration. A proliferation of mining activities in forest reserves. Yes. So the president says that the accountability is starting from me. Okay. I don't want the authority to grant anybody a license to operate in a forest reserve. So amend those provisions of the LI. Right, okay. And Attorney General takes steps to now review the Minerals and Mining Act and see how we should further strengthen the protection of our forest reserves. Because many countries are conflicted, especially a poor country. Yes. You need resources. You need both your natural resources and your mineral resources for development. Large tracts of minerals are now being discovered in the northern part of the country. Wow. That is another big problem waiting to happen if we don't start proper regulation now.
Should that be a problem? If you have that,
if we don't strengthen our mining regime and ensure that we start a more organized process of exploration, the problems we are having today in the south, and it will even be worse.
Very well.
It will even be worse.
Because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Obabedi Sune Bosha no Shebi no na oko Upper East region a cry for a boko na oka ho asemi pa nti yedi ni see so 2 days pepepe oko boko yom ko kasa ye penifo e wo ho se asundwie ene ade edi kan o man bie mo bi emu tina be ye de na tememfo ho atoma e ya asundwie wo ho but Obabedu ye na no ene ma hyase e konso wo ho enu ada ya ne na chi eye IGP eye yono ekoho eni omukokodi nkomo hyehyɛ sɛ bɛyɛ na asɛm bi ebesi wo hɔ no nka niema mrafom na etu atoto awuwu kunkum no anu ntime njo em sɛ wo bɔ na katem fi hɔ apɛ police fo mienu ya bɔ mu tu ekoma ewo binduri Shamima asɛm de na wo ka fa ho anɔpa wi
maybe I kono de enye oba time bia nso timi na se defend the ekoso ewo boko no because say anhwe ye boko ebetimi akose implosion enti e wo say ye ni enko boko because ntoko ben na any end a conflict ben na any solution wo maybe parties no and omunye ready say omobema solution no aye ejuma because say conflict ba now all parties omoteki what do they call this word omoteki stance omunye willing to shift because a solution beba just a compromise kakra eba from both parties.
Is it that leaders shouldn't be enough?
Unfortunately, I have to blame partly the leaders involved in the conflicts.
Okay.
Yes. And it will also include the politicians involved in those areas.
Okay.
Because Ebinuka said, there are some people who are benefiting from the conflict.
Wow.
Because you see, Boku today is one of the most armed communities in Ghana. And this is a border country that was a trade hub, very vibrant border community. So what happened? Because you see, it's like a ghost town. So there's no much economic activity happening in Boku. So where are they getting money to guns to wield these levels of guns? Sometimes Ubehu say a car on its way to the Boku. Or Mubehu said they have arms, hidden in some compartments in the vehicle. Who is buying and purchasing these arms and giving to these young men to fight what? And this is a case where there are cases of intermarriages, even. It's a sensitive matter. Those of us who are not directly involved, we do not know how deeply these issues go. So we can only plead and urge the key stakeholders in Boku to truly give peace a chance. Because if this matter is now getting to the shooting of policemen who have been the reason for securing this community, had we not had the presence of the security in Boku,
that
maybe
police people are personnel now.
It is unacceptable. It is unacceptable because what this does is to further create deeper tensions. Now, not only between the conflicting factions, but between the security and the community. So I would urge the IGP to exercise restraint, because this can be seen as provocation. And sometimes in these instances, when they feel provoked this way, the security can also want to retaliate by exercising unreasonable force. In the face, they may justify whatever force they use as self-defense. We don't want this quarrel now to become a conflict between the security agencies and the community. And ceremony nara.
His Excellency, the last time I called on no Casano, about a year or two for say to the second day. Say, only did you media one more bomb ashena assume me about IGP alcohol. Actually, no nipa who say Bokwa semi. You bet me a swano.
Hey, I was saying so because you so I bet me going out of order. Because sometimes meaning is almost like there's a subtle message to all of us to leave them alone, let them deal with their problem. Say, okay, security withdraw, government, you move some free mo, monjaye, mama in 2 weeks. Let's solve our problems. But that is bloodshed. Bloodshed will never solve anybody's problem. Like the challenges in Middle East, it will take forever. Because Obia ewo story to tell. Obia ewo pain to share from both sides. Because there've been death on both sides. To be say, I will never forgive this death. I will never forgive. How many more of yourselves would you kill? To the point that you also now feel that, okay, I am okay. Now I have retaliated. I've killed meku nipa se. Nipa kunkun deɛ ɛntimi solve problem biada unless mo vision ne sɛ mo bɛku mo ho nyinaa ɛno nso so deɛ mo ku mo ho nyinaa na asase no na hwan na aba bɛte na asase no so nti opushi kwa the approach of violence no ɛntimi nyɛ solution no the approach of violence and taking up arms against each other and now to the security no Boku must be called to order. The leaders of these communities, you must call your people to order. As we are negotiating peace, violence should not be part of the equation. It should not. And now killing 2 policemen, that one, you are inviting more anger. enti yesra mo ara munya abotare na momma asumdwe endi kan na mom agree to a certain settlement of this problem. Okay. And people must be willing to make some compromise. And yes, sir. Ghana eko yenim. Boko muda sujina baby amojina.
Because you see okase doctor nko
onko.
Nurse nko
Baby onko.
Teacher nko
Baby I didn't know obeko.
Investor bi eni obeko.
Baby. Nti sesiano mo ye mo ho ana mo ye hwan. Te problem.
Okay.
Before economy person men can be being so kakra and that party base no so I say.
Very well.
Yenim say grassroots no binumu have a lot of expectations.
Yes.
And tie so sentiment ni bia eba mududo na full say treaty MPP4 with kid gloves. Some of you say we should deal ruthlessly with the opposition. Some of you are also waiting for the quick prosecution of some of the opposition members who are subjects of investigation. Most also bebre expect to say or beginning to see the gains of power.
Yes.
So that they too will get opportunities. Whatever your sentiment is, we hear you. But ye best say munya buter kakra ema mampenyin John Dramani Mahama.
Nice.
Reset na wa set no. Why oye for ye nyina. The obeye adwumaden opportunities beba for the majority of our party base.
Yes.
Our grassroots who work very hard, which hard work continues to be appreciated by His Excellency and all appointees in government. We just plead with you to exercise a bit more patience. In semni bi wo ho a mon reach out if there are some concerns and share with us, because 3 months there is too early. Say you best start using social media e dey kwen ho ya boy adwuma e ma nkunim na ba me assure say with time obia e deserve bibia e wo say onya no ye be make sure say ne sanka appointees nso so yesre moara. Sometimes it's just communicating.
Yes.
So please be open and receptive to as many of the people you worked with during the campaign who come to you. There are some of the demands untimi meeting immediately, but explain the situation so that people don't feel like obia entie omo, because obi feel say obia entie omo, then they become frustrated. Yes. And sometimes they will express that frustration on social media or on other avenues. That is not good for the party. Intimo mayanya botere na yenyina yenta omampenyi John Mahama Echiri ne mpaibo and good wishes, and let's pray that the development will reach our chapters, our wards, our branches everywhere. Obia or sanso aka bibino, making sure say also be then obe boa obi. That is how we must do it, so that the multiplier effect of the opportunities will go to the base.
Very well.
Very
well. Shamima Muslim, a deputy presidential spokesperson, and on the kind so Dwabo Ase Jumedi so now mine tenase ye din komo e dey afa feed Ghana program na ho ye wura galamsey mu kakra na fe boko ensemo a ebubu akoma Shamima ye da se no pai
na prince we he prince we he mo friend o we wa abandon ship na Mr. Prince Menka and I walk on greener pastures.
Okay, Shamima, that's it.
Mr. Widas.
All right, you. Okay, we say I have power 97.9 FM and I feel live on TVSYZ. Dwabo Ase Jumedi and ye dey ba makwemo ebe some more. Nyankopon yard mo kire say before that no check a friend come honorable Imanu Amakofi Boa Lands and Natural Resources Minister. Nyame yard mo awchina mi ankasa me ba wo office wo hwehwem bi amaye e dey fa Lands Commission ho amrehia dairy farm asase aban e dey come ahemfo na nipa bi ti se Clement Jato ani Moses Abo MPP amanyoko mfi amanyoko rum wo makọ no makọ tete no any Lands Commission kwan bi omo fa so honorable Nyame yard much na meba wo office na ma be bie ne ma so de akyerɛw na waboa ebisa ne ma ekoso no etwa mfata ebusua me ni de enke obre pon me ni apesi okra ana tira Dwabo Ase dwumadi yi so ne na yede dwumadi eba wakwemba ba so ma e power 97.9 and I feel live on TV as I said. Desmond Sowa time achi epia and fidie no ede ma me afei aye Emmanuel Owusu ene aye Emmanuel Opoku aye me producers aw mo bo modern ehihye dwumadi ma me betena achi MCR Rav Jamfi ene Peter ene Bula wo mu nyina wo ho ano mo time achi camera Elvis wa ha Nyankopon nhyira me mpene da se wo jebre na ye ne edi dwumadi ebu mu ochina ye besan hia makramo